announcement. Shadow the Hedgehog's a bitch-ass motherfucker. You pissed on my fucking wife. That's right. He took his hedgehog fucking quilly dick out and he pissed on my fucking wife. And he said his dick was this big. And I said that's disgusting. So I'm making a call-out post on my Twitter.com. Shadow the Hedgehog, you got a small dick. It's the size of this walnut, except way smaller. And guess what? Here's what my dog looks like. That's right, baby. All points, no quills, no pillows. Look at that, it looks like two balls in a bong. He fucked my wife, so guess what? I'm gonna fuck the earth. That's right, this is what you get. My super laser piss. Except I'm not gonna piss on the earth. I'm gonna go higher. I'm pissing on the moon. How do you like that, Obama? I pissed on the moon, you idiot. Obama is a strong figure to America. I would never say such a thing. No way. I'm gonna log on to my Twitter. I'm gonna drop my newest album, Cracking Eggs. Cracking Eggs? I'm taking over the universe. I'm taking over your world. I'm taking everything from you. Give me your phone. I'm taking over Victoria's Secret. I'm taking over Best Buy. The news is mine. And everyone else can leave. You see that planet? I'm taking it now. All points, no quills, no pillows. Look at that. It looks like a fucking walnut. Bam! And it looks like a bit in there. He fucked my wife, so guess what? I'm taking the world by storm. That's right. I'm gonna drop my album. Super Crackin' Piss. Except I'm not gonna piss on the earth. I'm gonna go higher. I'm pissing on the moon. How do you like that, you piss baby? I pissed on the moon, you idiot. I'm taking over the universe. I'm taking over your world. Cracking eggs. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Everybody's fucked my wife. I'm throwing your ass in the garbage. Why is the camera zooming in? I'm throwing all your asses in the garbage. I'm taking your CDs and weed. My super laser. That's it.
Good afternoon, boys, girls, and MDs of all shapes, sizes, colors, and orientations. Welcome to the one and only Alec Gunther stream. My name is Alec Gunther, live here in snowy Ohio. Very snowy lately. Well, not unprecedentedly so. We've had some bad snowstorms in the past, but it's bad this year. It's way worse than it was last year, for sure. Oh, I forgot to put on my headphones. I was like, why do I look incomplete on the screen? I used to stream without headphones. I wonder if I should go back to that. Did I make a snow angel? No. I'm good on playing in the snow. I've lost that whimsy. I prefer the warmth and dryness of the indoors. So. Indeed. I did take a bit of a break. I had some self-esteem issues going on, you know. It happens to the best of us. And on top of that, I got COVID last week, so that was cool. I just got back from our trip from Pennsylvania, and I came down with COVID, so I had to get over that. And I still don't know if I'm completely over it, because I was like, you know what, I'm going to go work out today. And then I was like, I'm not going to go work out today. And then I tried to do some push-ups, sit-ups, and squats, and I got through like 30 push-ups, or I did V-ups rather. You keep your legs straight and you kind of go like touch your toes while you're laying supine on the floor. I did 25 of those, and then I did 30 squats. And after that, I was cooked. So I might still be a little bit in recovery, but I'm better for the most part. I also need to get back to the gym. I was going to go today, but a couple of things stopped me. One, I waited too long. That's the main thing. Two, it started snowing, and I would rather not drive in that. And three, just, you know, coming off of COVID. So I'm going to keep making excuses, I guess. It is what it is. But, is Melonie gonna whine about Arcane being gay? It doesn't... Okay, so the title of the video is Arcane Fans Have Ruined League of Legends. So I'm guessing that. Now, it would be very surprising if she were to come after the gay element in it, because it's there, okay? Like, it's hard to take out. China tried to, but it's hard to take out of the story. So it'd be interesting to see her go after that specifically, or call it woke or something. But it looks like she might be focusing on the fan base, which, coming from her perspective, might be the smartest move you can make. Because, you know, fan bases can be annoying, they can be overbearing, they can be obsessed, and just not a pleasant experience. But none of that is because they want gay things in their media. And her thumbnail says they want everything gay, so. The Vi and Caitlyn scene was kind of spicy. Yeah. It was a little out of place. Arcane spoilers for those who haven't seen it, but I feel like most people have seen it by now, so, like, I'm just gonna talk about it. But, like, Jinx is about to... It's implied that she's about to commit suicide, right? And that's why she, like, leaves the jail. I forget what her exact words were. Like, you don't have to worry about me anymore, or something like that. And then she locks Vi in the jail cell. And then Caitlyn shows up, and they just start, like, slurping on each other's juices orally. Really going at it. And I'm just like, isn't your sister, like, about to go KHS, you know? Fan bases are annoying indeed. Yeah, going after the fan base, like I said, is probably the smartest move on her part. I'm just putting stream on mute for a bit. Lady Nova, you haven't seen it? I'll try not to spoil. That Shadow Rant remix was wild. I don't know what that is. I think the video we will watch is going to have spoilers. It might. It's a good show, Lady Nova. You should watch all of it. Oh, you mean the Eggman rant. Got it. The Eggman speech. Yeah, that's a fun one. I'm glad I can play it. For a while, I was only playing meme songs, and that was one of them, but I kept that got to stay when I got rid of most of the meme songs. I just love it. I've been watching a lot. Just, I guess, a small update from me. I've been watching a lot of, especially Shafrillis, but just media video essays in general. So, like, I watched Shafrillis, which is this guy on the top left. I watched him rank a bunch of content. I watched him do some media analysis, and I gotta say, I really enjoy this content. I'm thinking about doing some of my own, to be honest. Like, I have a different channel. I've just never used it for anything. It was initially going to be for One Piece stuff, and I might still use it for a lot of One Piece stuff, but I think I want to do, like, some media analysis type things. I've just been, like, I've thought a lot about, like, what I do on YouTube, and a lot of it is just shitting on other people. And that's fun. That can be good fun, especially when they're bad people that deserve it. But there is like a bad aftertaste, I guess. Like, when I'm done with stream, sometimes I'll get this, like, weird feeling of, like, did I accomplish anything, or am I just, like, a mean-spirited person? And I know that's not true, but I can't fight that feeling. And I feel like video essays would kind of subvert that a little bit. You know what I mean? Have you watched Sarcastic Chorus? I have not. Yeah, Shrifrillis is a great video essayist. I usually don't like it when people use, like, just blatantly rip a character from their original media and use it as their avatar. Like, especially if they're, like, a large content creator, but, like, I don't know, it's been growing on me. I like the crab boy from Moana. And I think it represents him fine. Is the other channel linked to the first channel? No. I should... Oh, yeah, there's also a Clips channel now, for those who don't know. Guitar Rocker and the main chat over here started a Clips channel. Ooh, hello. Fat Brett is one of my favorite essayists. Thank you so much for the $2. I'll check out Fat Brett.
Ooh,
they've got God of War. Katie would love that. I'll give them a subscribe, see some of their content. One of the things that I really want to talk about is Puss in Boots 2. Because I watched Shafrillis talk about Puss in Boots 2, and I was reminded what like a fucking cinematic masterpiece that movie is. And there's like stuff that people don't talk about in that movie. So I want to sit down and put together like a really good essay format video where I talk about like what the movie is trying to tell us through the character of Death, you know? Because Death in that movie is a lot different than he's usually portrayed. He's not just a force of nature. He is actively trying to kill Puss. I need to watch Puss 2. It's so worth it, and it's so weird that it works so well. You don't have to watch the first one. Don't watch the first one. Skip over it. I personally didn't watch it. I've been told I don't need to watch it, and I agree that you don't need to watch it, because Puss in Boots 2 is a great standalone experience. It's just great. It's so good. Unbelievably so. Like, it started getting positive reviews, and people were like, what the hell's going on? Like, nobody expected it to be as good as it was. I would say it's... Obviously, no piece of media is perfect, but it's about as close as you can get to it. It's about as close as you can get. It's so good. But, like, I wanted to talk about, how Puss interacts with Death in that movie. Because if you think about how a person interacts with Death in real life, you know, a person with anxiety disorders or panic disorders would it would be reasonable to think that that person would unreasonably feel like Death is constantly coming after them, just like he's doing in the movie with Puss, right? You know, you got this daredevil character who's suddenly faced with the reality of dying, and then he shies away from doing anything of any value. He just clams up and goes to a cat safe haven and just lives like that's where he was planning to live out the remainder of his life, just so that he wouldn't die early. And the movie does a really good job of portraying the difference between having respect for your own life and fearing death versus fearing death. You shouldn't fear death, right? That's not the point, but you should fight it when it comes for you. You should actively take an interest in preserving your own life. Just not so much that you miss out on the adventure of life, you know? It's a dance with death, if you will. And that's why the last fight with Death is so good. And also, a lot of people don't notice, he's got the iconic whistle, right? It's pitched up the last time that Death does it. Like, he's walking away from Puss, and he's like, you know we'll meet again. And Puss is like, yeah, I know. He says, hasta muerte, I think. Hasta la muerte, which means, see you at death. And then Death whistles again as he's walking away, and it's pitched up as though it's like, you know, there's a new tone to it. He's still there. He's still inevitable. But it's not as like scary and ominous. It's great. It's fantastic. It is such an artistic masterpiece. I'd love to break it down. That's why it's a family movie, not a kids movie. Oh, it's not a kids movie. I'm sorry. It has themes in it that like really young kids wouldn't understand. I think once you hit like 9 or 10 years old, you'd be mature enough to understand it. But it's not made for kids. It is made for it's made for a general audience. It is made for not specifically adults either, but it's made with adults in mind. Maybe I do need to watch this. It's so good. It's so good. Like, everybody's raving about it. Oh, also, nobody talks about how it had a realistic panic attack from Puss. Nobody talks about that. Nobody ever talked about that before I did. The fact you watch Shaft makes my day. I watch a lot of, like, whenever I bring up that I watch somebody, like I bring up that I watch Actual Jake, people get really happy about it. And I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. They're good content creators. Yeah, Shafrillis is the main one that I've been watching lately. I've been just binging his content. I need to watch more, though. It was great, yeah, Realistic Panic Attack. Yeah, it was fantastic. I haven't seen it yet, but I can already tell it's going on my PTSD visibility list. Oh, yeah. For sure. Yeah, I agree, Moody Mooney. I think that media is doing a better job of depicting mental health struggles. I think it's good. It's a good shift in our cultural zeitgeist. The Round Table has some good content.
Cartoon.
Steven Universe, Gravity Falls. I did watch some of Gravity Falls, and I know the gist of it, but I should go back and rewatch that. I should also rewatch Steven Universe. Okay. Yeah, remind me later, Max. I'll give them a look. Gravity Falls was great. Steven Universe. I think that what turned me off from Steven Universe is that it starts as a very, like, episodic, week by week, what's the next struggle that we're encountering kind of show. And it didn't really seem to have much of a narrative the first season, from my memory. But then when it started to like actually develop into a coherent storyline and had like goals and explanations for everything that was happening, it got better. And also character depth obviously has a role in it. Zeph the Sin, who does anime and manga analysis. Oop. He's got fewer subscribers than me. Let's see. The terror of a yawn in Baki. Baki is insane. I haven't talked about it on here, but Baki is a ride from front to back. It is so stupid. It is brain dead, appealing to the male fantasy bullshit shenanigans, and it's so funny. It's so funny. Like, Baki is an ironic masterpiece. It's such like a great twist on the typical shonen, like strong guy, punching tanks and crushing them with your fist. type of vibe. Like, it's great. What have I missed? We're just shooting the shit right now. We're just chilling. I'm not going to be streaming for super long, probably, because I do have to do a... Well, not have to. I have a recording session tonight with Tina, too. We're recording episodes of Walking Dead together. And reacting to it. And I do plan on uploading them. I've just been lazy about it. And also, the footage is kind of choppy. So, like, that sucks. But, you know, you guys might enjoy it anyway. It won't be uploaded to this channel, though. I'm going to make a new channel. Which would mean, if you include the clips channel that Max just started, that would be 4 channels that I'm gonna have. Oh yeah, and a gaming channel, so that's 5. I do have a gaming channel with Dubsy that they've uploaded at least one thing to already, so there's that. Although I'm not in charge of 2 of them, so you know, whatever. What does your shirt say? If this flag offends you, I'll help you pack. Got me Twitter famous a few years ago. Gumsville. Let's take a look. There's nothing here that really piques my interest. Yeah, I don't know any of these shows or games. I do have one content suggestion. Yeah, go ahead, leave it. I'll take a look at it. It's a kind of a drama video. That's fine. Oh no, Twitter famous? That usually doesn't go well from what I've seen. No, it went great. Like, I showed up at a state board meeting, like a school board meeting. Or what is it? Not school board. It's, I forget what the technical title is. But it was like a statewide meeting about, like, trans policies in schools, and they were discussing, like, a policy to, like, not let trans kids use the bathroom they prefer. And so I showed up wearing the shirt, and I didn't even get to speak at the damn thing, but, like, the picture of me... I was in the background of a picture, and the picture of me wearing the shirt went viral, and so, like... I was like, I won't argue with that. Because I was, like, really built and muscular back then. Not as much as I am now. Or, no. I'm not now as much as I was then, for sure. Which is a big reason I want to get back to the gym. Okay, so I'm kind of a vain person when it comes to how I look. And that's part of what's been keeping me from being on stream is, like, I'm a little bit embarrassed that I've let myself go a little bit. But not terribly, but, like, you know, I like having muscle. I like being in shape. And so, like, I need to get back to the gym and get back to what I was back when I went viral. Because I was, like, super jacked. And I'm not now. I'm big. I can still do 30 push-ups in a row without stopping, which is nice. But I'm not, like, super jacked. And I want to get back to that. You know, image is a lot in this business. Here's the vid. Thank you. It's only 8 minutes.
So, Ian.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll take a look at that. I should get started on segments. But first... That's cool you went viral. I've gone viral for a couple of things. It's nice. It's also... I went viral after the Jubilee appearance, and that fucked with me a little bit, because I knew that I made mistakes on that appearance, and I'm a kind of a perfectionist, and so, like, I... legitimately was almost breaking down over that because a lot of people were like, oh, you look so stupid, and I did look stupid at some parts, but for the most part it wasn't a big deal. It was fine. I did fine. I just wish there were things that I had done better. Anyway, enough about that. So quick crochet update, and then we'll get into the react. So tomorrow is a baby shower for my brother. He's having his first little tyke, and I decided to crochet him. First, I crocheted him a little hat. So looked up a pattern, crocheted a hat. Very small. Newborns have very small heads, but I guess they're pretty big when you consider like where they're coming from. But yeah, there's the hat. And then I also made a bib yesterday. His name's gonna be Isaac, so that's the I. I still have to tuck in all the strings, the loose strings, and put I bought some Velcro to put on it so it can just Velcro together like that. And I learned after making the hat that the theme, like the color theme for the baby shower is green, which is great. I was like, oh, perfect. Absolutely perfect. So I lucked out. So yeah, I think he'll like it. Sorry, looking for my water. I think he'll like it. And of course his wife will like it. I'm so excited for this Melonie takedown. Yeah, we should get into it. Both are adorable and very well made. Thank you. I did use patterns for both, although for this one, I improvised the eye, so. Anyway. Let's get started, shall we? Vonk covering your Jubilee was my first time hearing about you, so not everything about it was bad. Yeah, I didn't watch Vosh cover it. I was too embarrassed. I watched Hassan cover it, though. I was, like, in the chat being really annoying. I'm really embarrassed about how I used to act in Hassan's chat. I kind of wish he did not know who I was, to be honest. Okay. Let me pull this up. Wrong one. I still watch Hassan a little bit. That's fine. Hassan's fine. He's not perfect, but he's fine.
Some people might not.
I was a bit of a Haas simp, yes. There are definitely worse things you could watch, for sure. Okay. Arcane is a fantastic show. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you go see it. And I can't guarantee that throughout the course of this video, there will not be spoilers. So this is your spoiler warning. I will try to avoid it as much as possible while I'm watching this, while I'm reacting, but I can't guarantee that Melonie Mac won't spoil anything, so you have been warned. But Melonie Mac is the subject of today's video. We're going to cover her take on Arcane, specifically Arcane fans, it seems. The thumbnail, if I could pull it up for just a second here. They want everything gay, it says. So that should give you a little flavor of what we're in for here. I think it's fine to want gay things in your media. There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, we have straight things all the time. You have princess stories with, you know, women kissing men all the time, especially like even in kids media. Like it's just prevalent throughout. So I just don't have a problem with gay things being in it. It's not a big deal. Now, that being said, fan bases can be very annoying. They can be toxic. They can be obsessed, you know? They can just be generally miserable people to be around. But it's not because they want gay things in the media. It's just because they're being fucking annoying. So let's take a look at what Melonie Mac has to say. And we'll go into this with an open mind, but I'm not hopeful that she's going to have any good takes.
Some people might not want to hear this, but I'm just going to say it as a longtime League of Legends player. Arcane has spoiled, ruined, contaminated, poisoned the League of Legends community, and for multiple reasons. First of all, a lot of the Arcane fans, it's just a bunch of queer fan fiction now. That is what and they
Oh,
expect
no,
this to
not
be
queer fan
in all of
fiction.
League of Legends lore. It's dumb. I'm sick of it. I can go on a huge rant about this, and I'm gonna do.
How is queer? Okay, if queer fan fiction ruins your enjoyment of a game, like you just don't like the game. I think like there's no way that I fail to, like, you just say you don't like the fan fiction. This piece of fan fiction is not my style. I don't like it. Whatever. It doesn't matter. But if that ruins your enjoyment of the game, do you really even like the game, or do you like? I don't understand.
Do that. So
And yeah, like it's not like the League of Legends, like League of Legends, right? Known for its very clean and kind community, right? Famously, everybody says that about the League of Legends. I can't think of the word. The population that plays it.
So let's go ahead and talk about. So first of all, before I'm,
It's not like they're ruining
I have so
themselves.
much to say. First of all, now there's a lot of
You
people who
always
still
have so
liked
much to
Arcane,
say, Melonie.
and I'm not going to say that, especially the first season of Arcane was terrible. I mean, I think the first 3 episodes were really good.
Wait,
when
hold
it
up. Let me go back here.
Still liked Arcane, and I'm not going to say that, especially the first season of Arcane was terrible.
I'm not going to say it was terrible. What the fuck are you talking about? The first season of Arcane was masterful. It was insanely good. The story, the setting, the characters, everything lined up like damn near perfectly. Like, I have very little critiques of the first season of Arcane. It is just, mwah, chef's kiss. Just beautiful. The fuck you mean it wasn't terrible? Well, yeah, I mean, you know, I have this pile of gold here, which is worth something, I guess. It's like, what are you talking about? It's a pile of gold. Stupid.
I mean, I think the first 3 episodes were really good. But when it comes to, I thought
you're
it was
entitled
overrated.
to your opinion, but
other
you're
than
also
that.
wrong.
And season 2, don't even get me started on that gay crap, which I will.
Not that gay
I will
crap.
dive into that. But for the premise of this video.
Season 2 has its issues, and it's certainly not the banger that Season 1 was, but it has some of the most memorable moments, and the downfalls have nothing to do with the quote-unquote gay crap, which was also a little bit present in Season 1, mind you.
Video, and what inspired this video was this Welcome to Noxus League of Legends cinematic. A lot of y'all know I have a big history of League of Legends. I've been playing since 2011. Thousands.
By the way, League of Legends the game and League of Legends the cinematic universe are so incredibly different. Like, they're worlds apart. The League of Legends cinematic universe is incredibly peak. If you haven't watched, like, if you like Arcane, or you just like media, and like, if you want good media, League of Legends shorts are so good. Highly recommend, and they'll enrich your experience of Arcane as well.
Of hours. Once the game started getting really gay, I quit playing it. So
what?
They gave
Then you didn't like it.
My main character, Udyr, man boobs. They made him fat and gave him man boobs in the rework, and I was done.
What?
So that's I was over at that point. And I have no desire to go back to it right now because of the community.
Did they? Hold on, now I gotta look this up. I used to be a League of Legends player myself. Thank God I've recovered from that, but I'm curious now. Let's see. Oh yeah, they did make him a little chunky. Yeah, they made him a little chunky. So the left art, the left splash art is from before, and then the right is the rework. They made him a little chunky. Yeah, so what? I think it's fine. Who cares? Like, shit like this is just so silly to get mad about. Like, who gives a shit? Okay. Like, how does he play? Is the gameplay improved? Here, I have a perfect and relevant clip to pull up here. I don't want to change that. This will look much better when it's edited together by Dubsy. Thank you, Dubsy. Love you. Who's the lizard girl? I forget. Chameleon. Nico. Yes, this is the one. Should I watch this whole thing? I'll just give you a little bit. I'll just give you a little taste.
Evelyn is
So Nico was introduced years ago, and she's a chameleon character, and she is gay. She is canonically a lesbian. And this was like a video response of everybody's reaction to her.
extreme.
Nico Curious.
Nico revealed to be League of Legends' first openly LGBTQ character.
Why have you did this?
Game's gone completely to shit.
They just messed up this game.
Why does she have to be lesbian? I thought she was American.
Rule 34 likes this.
It's gonna be so good.
True. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, you get the idea. So it goes through like... In China, that's great. In China, I bet her VO will be like, no, I like men and I like having a family. That's great. Anyway, the reason I brought this video up is specifically for the end bit.
Don't let all the hentai distract you from the fact. Nico's AoE ultimate does a flat 250 damage at rank 1 and has a fucking 130% AP ratio. It's okay that she wants to smash Nidalee. Everyone wants to smash Nidalee. 130% AP ratio is not okay. What the fuck?
That's it. That's all you have to see, okay? She wasn't bad because she was gay. She was bad because she was fucking broken. That's the problem. Like, if you seriously have a problem playing League of Legends after a gay character is introduced, then you just don't, you simply didn't like the game. You should have stopped playing it a long time ago, probably.
Community is so gay. It's just so much gay crap has infiltrated League of Legends that I'm over it. But let's talk about this cinematic, because this cinematic is actually really good. Now, I'd encourage you to just go ahead and watch it if you want. I would just react to the whole thing, but I don't know how they're going to be with their copyright stuff and all that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that.
Anyway, you do have, it's like a music video type thing. You've got Mel
true,
from
Travenoid.
Arcane, this girl here. And so she's in this cinematic. They drop in Mel as playable in the game. Her parts are kind of boring, but if you actually play League of Legends and you know this and you know the characters, this is a really cool cinematic. So you have Katarina, you got LeBlanc. Here you have Darius. This part was the coolest. So you've got Darius here fighting Trundle. Now I played a lot of Darius and Trundle. Thing is, this Trundle, you can play top lane, jungle. I've done that. Darius, top laner. I'm a jungler, but when I do top lane, Darius is one of the mains. So
Yes.
this scene with Darius and Trundle was epic. Okay.
Okay, but like, I don't know. I can understand why these two fighting would be good for the gamers, because they are both top laners usually. But like, I personally, this is just a minor critique. I'm just personally concerned with like, how good is it? You know, like, I don't care about the game references.
So you got that. You've got Katarina here. This is a really cool scene with Katarina and Elise, which I've played a decent amount of Elise in the jungle as well. Elise, she is that spider. So there's Katarina. Okay, now this is where things get. This is where the Arcane weirdos come in, and they're going to try to make this really gay. Here you have Elise.
They're going to try to make it really gay.
Look how cool this looks. I have to say, now this does have more of the Arcane art style versus what we've typically seen in League of Legends art and cinematics. It's definitely a different style, because League of Legends at first kind of had this almost kind of mobile game art style. You know what I mean? Like, here's a mobile game made from China. This is the art style from it. That's kind of what it looked like, which was still, I mean, it was good.
It was serviceable.
For what it was. And like the characters,
And then they hired gay people, and then the art style improved. Isn't that crazy?
No, they were very idealized, and they looked good. But one thing I do like that this art style is doing is that it really is adding a lot of character. Some people don't like it. Some people just want that same older
Did she say
art style, and I
queerdos?
get
That's
it.
great.
But what I think is that you still have the really cool looking characters here, and I do think Arcane did mess. But I do think that they really butchered Vi's look, and I'll show a comparison tweet here in a minute to show about that. But look at this. You've got Katarina here. This scene was awesome, and Katarina is really awesome in this. So this is super cool. I'd encourage you to give it a watch. It is a really good cinematic.
Is that Medarda?
But here is what the Queerdos are doing. They are automatically off the bat. They don't know who she is. They're just Arcane fans, and they don't know anything about League.
Who is she, and is she a girl kisser? She's so mad that somebody was like, is she lesbian? Like, I don't know. It's fine to ask that. Who cares?
Of Legends and League lore, and they're like, who is this girl, and is she a girl kisser? That's their first thought, is she a lesbian? Because all of this gay crap that has just been infested.
Or maybe she's a girl herself. Maybe this person is a girl and wants to know, you know, like I don't know, like if you want to like legitimize your fantasies with this girl, it helps if she's gay, like, and you happen to be a girl also, you know, like, yeah, it's fuel. It's sex fuel. Sorry. Like, we're a sex driven society. Who cares? It's fine.
And poisoning everything, and so people are like, oh, wait till they know who she's with.
She's
that
so
he's
mad
with
over
the
nothing.
whitest of dudes in the actual game lore, Garen. So yeah, the Queerdos are mad about this. They're like, they don't like Garen's look, and it's really weird because
I mean, it's fine. It's not unique. Like, I can understand why people think that Garen is very bland. Now, depending on how they flesh him out in the future, this could be a good look for him. Maybe he's a very bland, like, good, like, just stock good character, and that's his whole thing. You know, like, that could be great for him. It could be very purposefully simple. But it is simple, and it's fine to not... It's basic. Yeah, it's very basic. It's fine to not like it. It's serviceable enough, but it's not like, you know, very colorful. It's not Vi. Vi's got an iconic look. Same with Jinx. Both of them just have very iconic looks, and this is just very standard stock, like medieval looking magical warrior type vibe, which is fine. But it's like, if you were to show anybody this picture and ask them what character it is, even league players might not know it's Garen.
they keep wanting all these like queer looking characters, and they're all about they gotta be, but to have a character like Garen who is a total dude and who looks like a total...
I'd be playing Mordekaiser if I had to play top laner. Mordekaiser was really fun, especially after his rework. I think his rework made him both easier and harder in the best way possible. They just made him a lot more strategic, which was great.
Dude, like a white dude. I don't know. I guess they don't think he's twinkified enough. And so, yeah, this crushed their dreams. They see what they saw. They saw Katarina and they thought about Vi. Because red hair, I guess.
She looks a little like Vi. I can see it.
Then they saw Elise and they thought about Caitlyn.
Hi, baby.
And they were, that.
Baby has joined us. We must say hi. Hello. Hello. Hi. You here to interrupt the flow of events? Yeah. You here to flash the entire audience? You have things to say? Who's your baby? Who's your baby? No, it's fine. I'm patient. You just take your time. She's right in front of my screen. Put that away. Damn, girl. Yeah, you don't know if there's kids in my audience. Excuse you. Oh, good girl. Good girl. As she's aged, she's gotten a lot more affectionate, which is nice. She used to just be always constantly play, 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 play. And she still wants to play a lot, but she's also, like, very cuddly now. Who's a good girl? Also, she really likes, putting her... Okay, we're all done, it looks like. Yep. She also really likes putting her head underneath of the bath faucet and letting the cold water run down her face and down her paw and then licking it. It's really funny and cute. Anyway, let's continue.
That looks like Caitlyn.
Little baby card.
It's not Caitlyn. This is Elise. This is a whole different character. But anyway, so even with Vi and Caitlyn, right? Even with that was one reason why I was just kind of, I found Arcane off-putting, is Vi wasn't made,
it was
originally created as this lesbian butch character. When Vi first came out, I've been playing League since before Vi came out, right?
I mean, even if she wasn't, like, okay, let's be real. She was initially introduced as a character in a video game that, like, doesn't have much substance, okay? The game itself does not have substance, especially back when she was introduced, like, I don't even know, like 12 years ago or some shit. Like, they had no real story. They had no real character development or anything. She was just, like, an enforcer. She was the fist of, what is it? The fist of Piltover. And that was it. Like, she was a cop, sure, but that's as deep as it went. And then Arcane fleshed her out a lot more. She had no sexuality at all. It's just assumed. Here's the problem. You assume that everybody is straight by default, okay? And usually you'll be correct, because most people are straight, which is changing over time. You know, more and more people are coming out as gay or bi or whatever, which is great. But, like, that assumption is the problem here. Like, you assume that characters are straight, and then when it comes out that they're actually gay, you're like, oh my god, they retconned her. They made her a girl kisser. Oh, I can't play the game anymore. Oh my god. Oh lord. Oh, what do you do? Like, it doesn't matter. It literally does. It should not impact your gameplay at all. Like, it should not impact your experience of League of Legends at all, or the show for that matter. Like, okay, put it this way: if you were to take out Caitlyn, right, and replace her with a man, and nothing else changes about the story, does that suddenly make it better? I think no. I think you could have had Caitlyn be a guy and the story would be just as fun and interesting and deep and dynamic. You know? The only difference is you're swapping out the gender. If swapping out the gender of a character suddenly improves it for you, unless gender is, like, relevant in the story, which is not super relevant in League of Legends, or in Arcane, let's be honest. Like, if swapping out the gender is what makes or breaks the story for you, then you don't understand the story. You have, like, no media literacy. You have no appreciation of the art. You don't appreciate Arcane for what it is. You don't.
And then Jinx came after.
Or League of Legends, for that matter.
I've been playing, since before that.
Look at the text above. Melonie Mac. Arcane did what most woke writers do to existing female characters. Masculinize, torture, maim them, and call it character development. According to actual League lore, this should have been a fun cops and robbers story, but instead we got gay. But, and I assume that the tweet goes on, but I can guess, I can fill in the gaps. But, like, who gives a shit? Like, again, when she was introduced to League of Legends, they weren't concerned about her character. She had an over-the-top, physically imposing design. Sexy. It's much sexier than what they show in the show. Because it's meant to appeal to a broadly male, cishet demographic of gamers. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you introduce the character into a more fleshed out story, they're going to change a little bit. Like, what, you just want a fun cops and robbers story? Like, that's so boring. That's, like, stupid. What are you talking about? Your gripe with the show, the masterpiece that is Arcane, is that it's not a fun cops and robbers story? Fuck off.
Here is the actual lore. I made this tweet to talk about it. I said Arcane did what most woke writers do to existing female characters.
Here we go.
Masculinize, torture, maim them, and call it character development. According
Gay
to
torture
actual
porn.
League lore, this should have been a fun cops and robbers story, but instead we got gay torture corn.
Gay torture porn? What? What are you talking about?
It's all a humiliation to characters we love by a bunch of pervs who are jealous of the original characters. So when you watch Arcane, you're not going to actually understand the lore. It's very jarring for people who
You don't understand
know
the lore.
anything about League.
They explain it in depth. Like, there's so much explanation for the lore. You are set in Piltover, and they call it the City of Progress, the City of Progress. And then the entire time, they show again and again that this city's not actually about progress. Victor says it in one of the last lines. Spoiler alert. Victor says it in one of the last lines of the show. In the pursuit of great, we failed to do good. And that's like, I mean, period, end of story, underline that sentence. That says everything that you need to know about Piltover as a city. Like, it's all there. And you just have no media literacy. You see a gay girl and you go, oh, well, I can't watch this now. Like, it's stupid. You're a baby. You are a fucking baby.
League of Legends, and they don't know anything about these characters, and they are to play or watch Arcane and then hop into League of Legends, and it's like, whoa, wait a minute, Vi's a cop? Vi is this, like, because it is a cops and robber type story, and you have Jinx, who was a very Harley Quinn type, just a fun, cute, but psychotic, absolute sociopath, right? And instead they made her cut all her hair off, and then they made her this just like bipolar, like BPD, Tumblr kind of sad girl, right? And that was.
But, okay, so what you're complaining about is that the characters aren't flat enough for you. Once again, this is a baby complaint. You're complaining that characters are too, and flat characters can be great. I was talking earlier in the stream about Puss in Boots 2, which has a mixture of both flat and dynamic characters. One of the greatest flat villains in all of fiction is Big Jack Horner. Fantastic villain, flat as all hell, just evil for the sake of it, pure, unadulterated evil. And there's a little bit of character analysis that you can do with it, but you get what you get with him, you know, and that's fine. But that's not what Arcane is, and that's not what the characters in Arcane are about, and that's fine too. There's a depth to Jinx that a lot of people vibe with and appreciate. You know, she grows up, and she is fun as an adult. She's still got that fun streak, but she's also tragic, you know? Like, bad luck follows her everywhere she goes. Again, another spoiler, season 1 spoiler, I guess. In the pursuit of trying to save her family, she accidentally fucking kills them. You know, like, it's tragic. And watching her psychologically develop and go through that is a great experience. It's incredible. I could go on and on about Arcane. The point is, Melonie Mac has no media literacy. She can't understand good art, and she just saw gay people and got very upset.
Was not Jinx's character at all. Jinx is supposed to be a sociopath. She is just this really cute, tiny
maybe in League of Legends, but Arcane is different.
Chaos, right? And this
Arcane
is the
its
whole
own standalone
lore
property
here, and the whole dynamic between Jinx and Vi is Jinx.
If you want to get really deep with it, League of Legends overrode their entire lore from when they first started. When League of Legends first came out, they really tried hard to integrate the lore of why they were all champions who were summoned into the story. So, like, let's just take Vi, for instance. Like, you know, like, if you were to summon Vi into League of Legends, like, if they tried to integrate what their original vision for the game was, like, story-wise, Vi in Arcane could be summoned at any moment to the Rift, which is stupid. That would be really, really stupid. And they retconned all of it. They're like, fuck all of that. It's really stupid. We can't keep trying to make this mishmash of characters all work together in one coherent story. It just doesn't work. And so they scrapped all of it. They're like, fuck this summoner story bullshit. Let's just give them all their individual stories, which worked great. It worked wonders. So if you really want to get upset about them retconning the story, why not get mad about that? Why not go all the way back and get mad about the fact that they just ripped the entire story from the inside out and just made made it all from the ground up. You're not mad about that because the only problem you have is that they're gay. That's the only problem you have, is that they're gay and complex.
It's the sister that's wreaking havoc, and Vi is a part of the Piltover police squad. And so it's like you got this cops and robber thing. Same with Caitlyn. She is a part of the Piltover police squad in the lore in the game. They were not, Vi wasn't a lesbian. It was not canon.
She wasn't anything.
Vi
they didn't say anything about her sexuality in the game.
Even back then, those troon shippers, the trooners, as coined on my stream, trooners, it's a troon gooner. They did try to, they oddly tried to ship Vi and Jinx. They're sisters. It was so disgusting. The fan arts of Vi and Jinx.
Well, wait, when the game, okay, to be fair, when Vi and Jinx first dropped, nobody knew what their relationship was, okay? Like, you could take guesses, but there was no clear indication that they were sisters. So, of course, people were shipping them. And once there is and even like, you know, incest is a kink. I don't really care if you have it. It just don't actually practice it. But like, you know, it's just not that big of a deal to me, honestly.
It's kissing. When they first came out, I'm just like, are you serious? So anyway, that was a thing because so the perv shippers and all that. So that's why I consider Arcane it's just a
yeah, we're just allowed to use the T slur on YouTube, by the way. That's cool.
Tumblr fan fiction. It's not does not actually align with League of Legends lore. Vi being changed her design to this like a lot more masculinized. This isn't the most egregious thing in the whole world in terms of character designs, but come on, it's still not the same. And it's a total
realistic.
Different energy.
Imagine watching Arcane and she's dressed in this shit. Like, where did she get this? Why is she wearing it? It has nothing to do with her character. It's just there for, like, it's clearly just for the audience. And that's what sucks about it, you know? Like, it's fine. It's a great outfit. I'm not dissing the people who made it, but it doesn't communicate anything. You get so much more out of this right picture than you do out of the left. This just looks like a poster. A sexy poster. You just want a sexy body pillow if this is the one you like. In this one, you can even see, like, how she's drawn. You know, there's like sadness in her eyes. There's like a confusion, maybe. You can interpret it. Her clothing is a lot more plain, you know? It's not emphasizing the breasts. It's not, it's just a police officer uniform. And that's, I mean, I'm sure you could delve into it more and get into specifics, but I'm not going to do that right now. Like, it's good for what it is. In both of these, it's good for what it is in both of them. But on the right, it's just a lot more deep and complex, and that's the part she's mad about, once again.
Vi was this punk, like, kick butt police girl.
She's still punking kick butt in Arcane.
And beautiful, just like, but just edgy. Just, you know, that punk girl. She didn't have the whole...
Yeah, good point,
like,
Moody. Very straight and... hetero to want Vi, to want a sexier version of Vi. I don't think that Melonie Mac is like gay or bi or whatever. She might be secretly, but I don't care really. I don't give a shit. She just says that she wants sexier girl characters because she knows that she's grifting. Her entire audience is full of a bunch of gooners who all they do is jerk off to the video games that they play because they have hot, sexy women or whatever, or fantasize about like being Kratos and all of his muscular, masculine glory, which is another thing that people who complain about wokeness in video games complained about, is Kratos having character development and being a deeper character and being understandable and relatable, you know? Like, they just are allergic to that. I don't feel like they're, like, on the same mental level as the rest of us normal people.
Butch thing going on. Like, she had a more, like, muscular physique. And so she definitely was like that tough punk girl, but it was not originally created as some gay thing. And so the shippers came in, the Troon Gooners came in,
isn't even
and
about
they wanted to
gay.
Wanted this to happen.
It just happens to be there.
League started to appease a lot of these gay people. Like, they just did. They have done that with all this gay, oh, this character's gay for this character now, and this character is, but that is not original League lore. Let's make that clear. So here
also, people have been shipping Caitlyn and Vi from the moment Vi was released. Caitlyn came first and then Vi came later. And both of them are called Piltover Enforcers. Of course they're going to be shipped. They're from the same fucking city. They have the same fucking job. And they're both hot as shit, okay? So yeah, people are going to ship them. They always have done that.
This was funny. The past 2 days, they wanted Katarina to be gay, but no, because she's with like Chad here, then they're just seething. So this was funny.
Wait. Katarina and Garen are together? I don't know about that. Is that a thing?
The Arcane Twitter for the past 2 days. You have Katarina.
You'd have to sell me on that
This is like her closer to her original design because it is a bit different in this.
I don't understand the chemistry. Well, you know what? Actually, I take it back. I can see it. I can see like the good boy. Okay, I can see this actually. Now that I think about it, the very plain good boy hero doing the Lord's work, whatever the fuck, etc. He looks like a church boy, and then you've got like the badass assassin killer from it'd almost be like a Romeo Juliet kind of thing where you have like you got what is it, not Piltover, I can't remember the city where Garen's from. Damascus and Noxus is where Katarina's from, you know, like kind of like a forbidden romantic relationship between them, and like their personalities would bounce off of each other very well. I could see the chemistry there. I take it
closer
back.
to her original design because it is a bit different in this art style.
The Garen Katarina thing has been going on forever, really? I didn't know that.
But again, I actually think the art style is good. I'm not against what they've done with this art style. It looks good. She looks great. All the characters I thought in that cinematic looked great. Now I can see a little bit of debate with LeBlanc, which I'll show you in a minute. So anyway, their relationship, I could say, and then you have this Trooner. I don't. So yeah, that definitely. Now, League of Legends did have some really cool and good, and that made sense, relationships between some straight characters. You have like Garen and Katarina.
I just want to point this out. This is like this is loosely tangentially related to the video. I've been and I want people who watch my videos exclusively to know this too. So that's why I'm doing it now. The reason that I haven't been uploading and releasing content lately or streaming is because I've been having like self-doubts about like my content and how I come across and whether or not I'm saying the right things or behaving the right way. You know, I have a lot of self-confidence issues in that regard. But then I come back to stream after an extended break, and the first thing I react to is Melonie Mac. And I'm like, if I had even a shred of the confidence that she does going up in front of an audience of like thousands upon thousands of people and saying just utter and complete bullshit, I could rule YouTube. I could be like the most fucking popular political streamer on the fucking planet. Like if I just had an ounce of that, you know what I mean? It's so I don't understand how you can be this stupid and go up in front of an audience of people and just spew this bullshit. It's insane to me. Like, you have to actually be mentally unwell to do that.
You had Tryndamere and Ashe, which I don't have an example pulled up right now. But anyway, so...
Ooh, Tryndamere was my main for a while.
Yeah.
He's fun.
And here you have... Okay, so here, talk about the art style, because I know some people didn't like this. Now, some people didn't like LeBlanc's change. Because here you have it, like, okay... If you want, hold on, let me pull up an original LeBlanc, because I'm going to say it is different. It is different. They definitely
toned her down. They toned her down for sure.
She's not as like, hold on, let me find a picture. I'm trying to find one. She's not, I guess like they just gave her a little, I don't want to say they made her ugly, but they did make her...
Lucian X Senna is the only straight ship I will violently defend. If you're talking about in terms of strictly League of Legends, I get it. Because like they are canonically together, so that's whatever. In One Piece, Katie's straight ship is Robin and Frankie. And I agree. Robin and Frankie have fantastic chemistry, and I do ship those two. And then the other straight ship that she really likes is from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. What are they? Colonel Mustang and Riza Hawkeye. Those two have fantastic chemistry as well. I'm talking specifically in League. Got it.
Try to make her look a little less Barbie, I guess you could say. So here you have LeBlanc, like a bunch of different images of LeBlanc. I think
she's very
she
whimsical in her.
Really pretty in the original, like in the older.
Her original artwork is very whimsically evil. And then it looks like they toned her down, which could work. I haven't seen the short, so I wouldn't know, but it could work.
Stuff, right? Now, even this splash of LeBlanc I've played with them and they had an older version of LeBlanc. So this game's been updated for a long time. I
do not play Fire Emblem.
Yeah. I want to say this splash art didn't even happen until like 2015 or something. But anyway, so you do have that. So I can see with
you swallowed so much.
I mean, she's technically not as pretty, but I think it's interesting. Like, I do think it gives her, they gave her like this dark,
she looks disconnected is what it is.
Design. And she's still pretty, but it's just something about like the eyebrows,
it's unsettling.
It's very mystifying. So I don't know. From at least I can see why people don't like this design as much,
too.
especially when you're seeing a character change. But the entire art style is different. So I'm just gonna say I actually really high key like what they did with this cinematic. And this is from somebody who quit playing League of Legends because I'm so sick of all the gay crap. I'm sick of...
Imagine. Look, I am the first person who will tell you that if you play League of Legends to get off of that toxic bullshit. Imagine stopping League of Legends because of the gays. Like, the gays are what ruined your interest in the fucking game. Okay, that's such baby shit. That's so stupid. Like, okay. One other thing I want to point out is during my break, I have been very... I don't want to say offline because I've been watching a lot of video essays, but I've been very disconnected from politics. I haven't been on Twitter in forever. I haven't been on Blue Sky in forever. I just haven't been in the space that I'm usually in. And coming back to it, I'm realizing that Melonie Mac has lost the fucking plot. If she believes everything she's saying, which she might not, these people are legitimately just insane. A normal fucking person, even your average gamer dude who's just sitting there, he's obsessed with League of Legends. It's all he does, whatever. He might even be a little homophobic, it's whatever. He might not like that there's gay stuff in League of Legends, but he's not going to quit the fucking game over it. This is next level pettiness. What the fuck, man?
All the gay community. And I am sick and tired of some of the reworks. Because when they reworked Udyr, who was a wilderness man, who was living off of the land, and they made him fat. Come on. That makes no sense. What? If you wanted to,
No, they made him fat.
Why would you make him fat? How could he be fat? Literally.
They made Thor fat in God of War, Ragnarok. They made Thor fat, and I think that was a great choice. I am actually kind of tired of the muscle guy aesthetic. You know what I mean? Always seeing it. People want the chubby boys. They wouldn't put them in if people didn't want them. There's clearly a demand for a guy who's not explicitly just fat. He's got some muscle under there too, but he looks like he eats well. There's nothing wrong with it. Who cares?
Gave him man titties.
How does he play? What's his gameplay like? Is he broken?
How would he even be fat living off the land like that? Now, if you look
if
at
he's broken,
his older
that's a problem.
Now, even that splash art is newer from when I played. This splash art is newer. This one was fine. Yeah, he was burly, but he didn't have this. This is the rework where they gave him.
He looks like Maui from Moana. It's Maui, right? He looks like Maui from Moana. And I don't remember anybody complaining about Maui being fat. He's not even fat. He's just built. He's got a fucking dad bod on steroids.
Okay. Well, this I wish that I actually had a character. I could rant about
some people
this
are into that
for a while if I actually had a bunch more stuff pulled up. But yeah, this dude who, this was my jungle main for a while. He's like, also, he's the fastest character in the game, right? It's like the quickest, like super quick attack speed in time.
You guys want to see who's theorized to be the fastest character in all of One Piece? This guy. We're not sure yet, but he's theorized to be the fastest character in the entire show. Which is hilarious to me. Like, you don't expect somebody this big to be fast, but there's so much you can do with that concept, you know? You can defy expectations. You can, it can be used for irony. Like, it's great. It's a great plot device, in my opinion. Or just character design wise. Like, oh, he's big, but boy, you better watch out because he sure is fast. Like, you can appreciate it. There's such a lack of whimsy with these people, you know? Where's I at? Here we go.
Tiger stance. And so then you have him fat now? How does that make sense? And when he's in bear stance, like, he can run.
Hello guys, this is Card. Okay, if you're being serious, I'm going to ban you. If you're not being serious, please say so now.
So why would you have a character who's, which I think they changed his kit and stuff too, and I don't even know what all they did to his kit, because all I saw was the man titties, and I was like, I'm out. I'm done. Like, Udyr doesn't have to look hot or like a model, but he doesn't, don't make him look like, and he never did. But why are you making him look, why are you giving him titties? Okay, anyway. I'm
People
just gonna
love
leave
man
it at
titties.
that. There's my opinions. A lot of people, when I criticize Arcane, I
didn't tell you guys. I made out with a guy over New Year's. It's the first guy I've ever kissed, and I knew him. We knew each other already, but like he really wanted to make out with me because I got man titties. So, you know, I was like, sure, why not?
A lot of people disagree with me because a lot of people,
he thinks I'm
especially
sexy.
people who haven't played League of Legends, and they like Arcane because they found the show entertaining. It's like, okay, I get it, but Arcane is a gay fanfic. It's just what it is. That is what it is. You might like it, and you might like the gay fanfic, but it's not actually lore accurate. It's not.
It's okay, but it's good media. You can't even say that it's bad media. Okay, you can call it a gay fanfic all you want, but it's good media. I would love to have a conversation with her, and this is coming from somebody who like really, I don't really want to do debates anymore very much, honestly. At least at this point. I might change my mind. But like, I don't want to talk to these fucking people, but I would legitimately want to get into a discussion with her about Arcane specifically and why she thinks like she hasn't said it's bad. Note that she has not said it's bad. So like, she's doing a lot of bitching, but like, does she actually think the show is bad? I want to pick her brain about that.
Not in the same energy and vibe of League of Legends, of Vi and Jinx and Kate. It's just not. So anyway, there you have.
Once again, I say they uprooted the entire original lore. Okay? It happens all the time in media. Retcons happen all the time. Rewritings happen all the time. Original stories from pre-existing characters happen all, and it's great. It's beautiful. Okay? That's how art works. That's just how art works. So who cares? As long as it's a good story. I would rather have a very well-developed, carefully crafted original story with Vi and Jinx and all the other characters than I would have, well, we have to make sure that we completely stick to the original plot of Arcane. I don't see her bitching about, another spoiler, by the way. Spoiler alert, for those who have not seen Arcane yet, season 2 specifically. So, mute or turn off the video or whatever. But Singed, in the League of Legends lore, he and Orianna are not related. But in Arcane lore, Orianna is his daughter. And it works great for the story. It works fantastic. It's perfect. Okay? Orianna just happened to be a character who ticked all the boxes for Singe's daughter, even though she's not canonically Singe's daughter in League of Legends lore, and they just said fuck it and made her his daughter, which was a great twist. You know, it was great, and it worked beautifully with the narrative. I prefer that over strictly adhering to the original lore. It doesn't matter.
Have it for this video. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me today. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, you can catch me on Tuesday.
Okay, yeah, I get the idea. Brain dead analysis, conservatives have no whimsy and no ability to critically analyze the content they're consuming. No one cared for old League lore. I disagree. I think that there were some people who were very invested in League lore, the little bits and pieces they gave you here and there, but they never pulled it all together into a coherent, vibrant story, you know? That video is really dumb. It would only matter if it was supposed to be the same universe. I mean, yeah, if they're okay, like if they were to make, like, let's say that they made the show with Vi and Jinx, like Vi and Caitlyn are cops and Jinx is like the notorious bad guy, you know, like just running around causing mischief, and Vi and Kate are just like these cops trying to stop her. You know, like let's say that they made that show, which would be surface level, maybe fun, but not nearly the experience that Arcane was, just to point that out. But let's say they made that, and then they decided to make Arcane and try to make all of that fit together. You know, like that wouldn't work. That wouldn't work. You can't have like all of that be present in the same universe. There's too many conflicting factors. But the thing about Arcane is they didn't try to make it work with League of Legends lore. They didn't care about it. They took some inspiration from it and made a beautiful original story. They would be shipped anyway. Yeah, agreed. Absolutely. A duo like that, yeah, their chemistry is just too good. And that's the thing, like, there's a lot more I've seen a lot more gay shipping than I have straight shipping, to be clear. And I think the reason for that is representation of gay couples in media is just so not present. Like, it just doesn't exist, really. And that's understandable. But the more important element in shipping, in my opinion, is the chemistry. This is why I don't like cross-universe ships. Like, I just recently saw a short. Somebody was shipping, I think her name is Maeve from the vampire show. What's it called? It's the vampire movie. Transylvania, I think. I can't remember. She's like a vampire girl from the movie. And they were shipping her with Rapunzel from Tangled. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is so stupid. Not Nosferatu. I don't think her name was Maeve. It's, hold on. Let me see if I can find it.
The animation begins by showing a house in Transylvania, where a mysterious and eerie figure named Dracula lived with his toddler daughter, Mavis. At that time,
Mavis. Okay. Mavis. I almost had it. Hotel Transylvania. Thank you. So they shipped her with Rapunzel from Tangled, and I'm like, there's no chemistry, there's nothing to work with here. They're from completely different worlds. Like, how could anybody possibly make this work? You'd have to build an entirely new world with these two characters in it. Because a character is the sum total of their experiences in the world in which they live. They're a result of their environment, you know? And so when you come from two completely different worlds, like, it falls flat. My aunt's nephew on her husband's side animated in those movies. That's awesome. And guess what? He's gay. Yeah, there are a lot of gay creators in media, and they're forced sometimes to take a lot of gay stuff out that they would otherwise keep in to appease a largely cishet audience. It's funny because they always accuse gay people. It's such projection too. I should have included this in the video. They always accuse gay people of like being pandered to, of being coddled and having their precious gay characters included and whatever. You know, like, oh, you have to have gayness and everything. There's straight shit in every single piece of media almost on the planet. Like almost every piece of media. Notably, I was going to say it's notably absent from One Piece, which is largely true, but even in that show, it's mostly straight people. But like, you know, like Christmas movies almost always have a romantic subplot between a man and a woman. Anytime that like a studio tries to get a little progressive and include more gay characters, it's either removed entirely or it's cleansed for like other countries to appease their status quo, like they did with Arcane. Funny enough, have you guys ever seen the? I can't play it because of copyright, but the Chinese version of Arcane, because they did something irredeemable. They completely removed the scene where Vi and Kate are making out, and at the very end, when they're sitting next to each other, they're not actually sitting next to each other. Like they're across the room from each other somehow. And it's very awkward. The conversation is very awkward. It was really funny, but also sad. So like what my point in bringing this up though was they like to, it's complete projection. They always accuse gay people of being pandered to when it's the straights who have always and forever been the ones who are pandered to. Yeah, 5 feet apart because they're not gay. Exactly. Apparently that's what happened with Riley and Inside Out 2. I heard about that too. They had to make her less gay. Which, if you want my opinion, an Inside Out movie featuring a gay character and how they internally deal with that and struggle with that would be incredible. Imagine that. That would be such a masterpiece. That would be peak cinema. Absolutely peak cinema. Like you have the personification of the emotions. Maybe they fight each other over like this. Okay. Wait. I have a pitch. Let's say that like disgust gets into a fight with, let's say joy, you know, like disgust becomes the main antagonist. Disgust is the main antagonist because disgust understands that being gay is wrong, you know, and or at least like thinks that, right? That's disgust's understanding of the situation is that you are supposed to find you're not supposed to find women attractive. That is disgusting, and Riley is disgusting by doing this. Meanwhile, Joy and mainly Joy, right? Because she's like the main antagonist of the main protagonist of the first movie, could be like, well, you're wrong, and this is wrong, and this is making Riley very upset. You know, that was poor phrasing. My mistake. But my point was, disgust would understand. Her understanding of gayness is that it's wrong. And then Joy would have to come in and be like, no, it's not. And the fact that you think that and are pushing that is making Riley miserable, you know? And so maybe like while they're fighting, sadness and anger and fear all take over the controls, and they all have the controls like at different times, and they're like doing their best, but they need the other emotions to function properly. You know, like it would be great. And then by the end of the movie, disgust will be disgusted by bigotry. Yeah, and then like you could have a whole character arc about what's actually disgusting, you know? Why is that such a good movie idea? I think it'd be fantastic. I can't believe I just came up with that, honestly. Or trans Inside Out, yeah. Wasn't Joy the antagonist of the first movie? No. Joy was the protagonist. You could make an argument that she was both. She was her own worst enemy in that movie, right? Because she was convinced that like sadness could not have the controls at any time. Right? So yes, in a way she was both the protagonist and the antagonist, yes. It was a struggle within herself. The Disney lawyers are on their way to your house right now. We'll just make our own definitely not Inside Out version of Inside Out. We'll make, instead of joy, it will be elation. Instead of sadness, it'll be depression. Fear could be replaced by something. Isn't joy the drug from Lisa? I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah, terror. There you go. Inside Out 1 was about not bottling up your emotions. Yes, indeed. Anyway, I got to go to the bathroom real quick, and then we'll get into the next segment.
represented. Never seen a mic hog spit like a menace. Wild cannon, fun, I gotta chase a bat, huh? Yeah, rude, she's sexy and smooth. A double cross by thief, that's out for my juice, I'm feeling her in mysterious ways. That's why I stay on point like every single day. I gotta protect this place, I do it for my race,
Okay, I'm back. It looks like I'm a little flushed in the face. It's definitely not because I took a rip off of a bong. So, don't get that impression. You guys in the YouTube chat are making me realize I have not had dinner, and I need to figure out what I'm doing for dinner and when. I haven't been very hungry since getting COVID, though. Like yesterday, I got an egg sandwich that I usually get from the gas station, and a donut, and that was my breakfast. And then I didn't eat anything all day between 9 and 9. So about a little under 12 hours of not eating anything, and I was fine. And then I got some McDonald's at the end of the day. I just really haven't been that hungry, which is good because I've been gaining weight and not in a good way, so. That was gourmet race, but it was not jazz. It was, what's the word for it again? Ska. It's called ska. Jazz is more swingy and loose and such, but that was ska. It's very, like, it hits harder. I need to stop eating fast food as often as I do. That's a mood. That's a mood. Guys, is that a mood? That Melonie Max segment was nice because I got to, like, do what I said earlier and critique some media. I think that's what I like doing. I like critiquing media that I watch. So it's nice that I got to do that a little bit in Melonie Mac. Arcane, the second season is very good, make no mistake. Episode 7. Episode 7 might be the best episode in the entire series, period, end of story. Like, episode 7 is actually just peak cinema, okay? I love it. But it only works in the context of the rest of the story, mind you. So you need the rest of the story. But episode 7 was like, they could have done so much more with that episode. And because they were on such a limited budget and time constraint, part of me says that I wish they had done that instead. And those who know. I won't spoil, but those who know. A part of me wishes they had gone a different direction, but you cannot argue that episode 7 was absolutely incredible in the context of the rest of the story. It was great. I wish I was better at media analysis. You can get better. And also, anybody can analyze media. You know, you're certainly better at it than Melonie Mag over here. But she's fine analyzing it. We must only gain weight in our thighs. True. I'm fine with gaining weight. The thing about it is, and I'm fine with even being a little bit chubby, but I've got to have some physique. There's got to be some noticeable muscle and bulk. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need ripped six-pack abs at all times. I just need I need people to know that I'm packing some power. I'm the kind of person who will write a fucking book report on my favorite book for fun. Well, this year, or I guess last year at New Year's, the most recent New Year's celebration that we had, like, we went on a trip to see our friends, and Katie and a bunch of her friends, and I didn't prepare one, but they all just gave PowerPoint presentations. Yeah, this song is from Jazz Dog, by the way, if you like it. Look up Jazz Dog and subscribe on YouTube. JAZDOG. But anyway, we gave PowerPoint. I didn't, but the rest of us gave PowerPoint presentations about, like, pieces of their favorite media. Saying you're better at media analysis than a child is like saying you're better at building jet engines than a newborn baby. That is true. Can you watch a video called "They Removed This? Great. Why was it there to begin with?" I guess I'll look it up. Why not? You could have also linked it, by the way. from Young Ripa 59. 8 minutes. What's it about? Like, give me a motivation to watch this. Minlo, you should. You should tell your friends that you'd love to make a PowerPoint presentation. Maybe they would want to too. Disney pulls transgender storyline from Pixar's Win or Lose streaming series.
Streaming service.
If we have time, what I recommend you do, Badassatron, is go to the Discord server, which I'll link now, and leave that video suggestion in the juice box. Create a juice box post, and that way I won't forget about it. I don't watch everything in the juice box, but this seems like decent content, so go leave it there and we'll do it a different day probably. If I have time today, I'll get to it, but I probably won't because I have to hop off of here. I really should be hopping off of here by like 45 minutes from now, and I'm still trying to get through 3 other segments, so. But anyway. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. I do want to watch this iDubbbz video, but I got to do what's in the title first. Okay. So it's a bit past Christmas at the time of recording this. January 10th, it would be. Or before Christmas, you know, I guess, since it's the beginning of the year. But I did want to cover this. It's from our friend Brian Holdsworth, who we've covered a couple times before. Catholic apologist, you know, the works, just, you know, just religious content, whatever. And it says, what not to do at Christmas tide. I don't know about... I've never heard of Christmas tide. Does he mean time? Christmas time? I'm not sure. But anyway, we're going to cover this because I'm interested in seeing what he has to say about what we ought not to do at Christmas time.
Well, Merry Christmas and
Merry
Happy
Christmas.
St. Stephen's
Belated
Day
Merry
for those
Christmas.
of you who recognize his feast day today. Today is the day after Christmas, the day after the dam has burst and all the feasting and celebration has poured forth. And if I'm being totally honest,
he's got all those buttons.
I had a bit of trepidation, some apprehension as we approached this time of feasting and this great season of celebrating the nativity of the Lord. And the reason for that is because I often don't feast well. I don't fast very well either, but I give it my best effort, and I understand the purpose, and I experience the good benefit of seasons of fasting. But feasting is one of those things that I don't think we do well as a culture because we are so heated.
Imagine being like, I am very, very good at making myself miserable. Like what? Like, fasting is literally just making yourself miserable. The point of a fast, in most cases, there's like a few cases where you can consider it a fast, but usually when people talk about fasts, they're talking about purposeful fasts, like I'm not eating for dietary reasons, or I'm not eating for religious reasons, things like that. So, where was I going with this? I forget. Oh, I was saying, imagine making a video about, like, I'm really good. Dude, I'm just so fucking good at being sad because I can't eat. I'm so good at it.
Hedonistic and so
I'm so good at not eating
as a society that it's hard not to fall prey to those more secular patterns of thinking and acting.
Unless you're this guy.
As Christmas came upon us and as we woke up this morning, a little fatigued, a little weary, I admit.
Ladies, just let me ask you this. Ladies, would you rather have a faster or a feaster? Come on now, let's really think about this.
That, you know, I spent some time thinking and praying about this question. Lord, I don't want to fall prey to unhealthy feasting. I don't want to lose all the benefit of the season of Advent, which for our family was a time of withdrawal and self-denial and fasting.
That sounds miserable.
I want to retain those good benefits. And so as I was thinking and praying about it, I feel like I got some insights that I wanted to jump down here.
Listen, I agree you should have some self-restraint, but like fasting is not necessary for most people most of the time. If you're on a diet, intermittent fasting can help you lose some weight, but that's about it really. And even then you're still suffering. Like most people who are fasting are suffering, and there's really no benefit unless you're trying to lose weight. Like that is the one benefit of fasting.
Really quick
or if you have a medical procedure, you have to fast before colonoscopies.
Share with you in the hope that they will benefit you as well. So the first thing that came to mind for me was that these seasons of feasting are not a vacation from our disciplines. This isn't a time off in which we are no longer expected by our own nature or by God or by divine or natural law to simply avoid and ignore the disciplines, the habits that produce virtues in us, and that reinforce those virtues if we've managed to.
Oh, everybody needs a break from everything, okay? Like even like you need a break. Like I've been eating piss poor for the most part, you know? I need a break from that, even though I find the taste of greasy food quite yummy in my tummy, okay? I love chicken nuggets from McDonald's, all right? I would eat pizza every night if my biology would allow it. Except I wouldn't, because I would very quickly find out, well, gee, I think I've literally done this before. I think everybody has, where you just eat the same thing over and over and over again, and you're finally like, okay, this is my favorite food, but I actually need a break from this. Like, you need a break from everything. I think that should include religiosity. Just take a break from being a Christian for like one day. You might discover something inside of yourself.
To attain them,
breaks are great.
We don't ignore those and then abandon the good character that has been developed in us through those habits, because those disciplines they're not an imposition that we kind of resent, like going to work is. For some of us, they are what produce our blessedness, produce eudaimonia, according to Aristotle, or beatitude for the supernatural virtues. They are what make us happy, what make us joyful, what make us come alive. And if we were,
I will cede that there is freedom in restraint, because you are not truly free if you are constantly in a state of chaos. You know, that's not freedom. That is just unrelenting chaos and destruction. You know, like if you're constantly indulging in your own self-interest at the expense of your health, that's not freedom. Sometimes that's addiction, you know? So I will cede to him that there is certainly a place for structure in your life, you know? But like, first of all, I never said there's not. And second, like, that being the case, or that being said, like the structure that what I'm trying to say is the structure that religion demands of you has no practical benefit. You know, it's not like, hi, baby, do you have things to say? Hello. You're distracting me. I'm probably going to forget what I was saying. Hello, baby. Hello, baby. Sorry, I did forget what I was saying. Is your cat a leftist? Probably. What do you think? Are you a leftist? She told me she is.
Or to abandon them, it would be to kind of treat them almost with a certain kind of contempt. It would be to treat goodness itself with contempt, as these.
The point, that was a very long-winded way of saying you need some structure in your life, but religion does not provide a decent structure for your life.
These are the paths to goodness. And so as we embrace feasting, we also need to recognize that the disciplines that we have built up in our lives, or perhaps have built up during time of the rigors of the periods of fasting, like during Advent or Lent, those good disciplines need to be preserved and encouraged also during the time of feasting. The second thing that came to mind for me was that this season, similarly to that first principle, is not a time in which we are given license to indulge in vices. This isn't a time in which we can embrace, gluttony and laziness. This is a time in which...
Wait. Winter is literally about gluttony and laziness. Like, there's a whole meme about animals hibernating and, like, eating a fuck ton of food and sleeping all winter. Like, winter is the time to do that. To indulge, to be a little lazy, to stay inside, to get warm and a little chunky maybe, have some food. That is the time to, and this is, I feel like this is like just human nature personally. I feel like this goes way back to tradition. Like this returns to monkey type shit. Like it's just natural. You slow down in the cold. When it's wintertime, that's the time to be a little gluttonous and be a little lazy.
Our attitude is adjusted into a more of a joyous celebration, but it doesn't mean we can go from virtue to vice. That's not the contrast between
you need a little vice in your life.
Liturgical seasons of fasting to liturgical seasons of feasting. It's not like we're suddenly given permission to neglect our responsibilities or to overindulge in food and drink and drunkenness and all these other things that might be tempting us during this time. It's no longer a time of fasting, so it is a time in which we can embrace celebratory affairs, in which we can indulge in drink.
I thought this was going to be honest. I thought this was going to be about like what, for some reason, my brain went to like what not to do with your family at Christmas time, or like, things that like presents that you shouldn't get for your family. This is like very boring in comparison, I must say.
And good food within certain reasonable measure, which we couldn't do during our time of fasting, but it doesn't mean we can overindulge and become gluttonous and fat and drunk in the process. So simply put,
it's fine to be fat and drunk.
Be measured.
Sometimes.
Maintain the boundaries of virtue, neither deficiency nor excess. Stay within those boundaries and continue to cultivate your good virtue. The last thing I would say is that
even in winter, there are boundaries that you should stay within, but I would imagine that this guy is communicating a much more strict boundary, which I just think is unnecessary personally. It's fine to let yourself go a little bit, especially in the wintertime. It's not a big deal.
That times of celebration, times of feasting are times of leisure, but leisure, according to the contemporary wisdom of the society that we live in, or the conventional wisdom, it is thought of as idleness, right? I go to work, I exhaust all my energy, and then I come home.
I think honestly that brings up an interesting discussion. Is leisure the same thing as idleness? And the answer is no. But some people do equate those two things, because a lot of people, this would speak, I think that this would be a good thing to analyze, because like that would speak to a crazy work culture. Like if I'm not at work, then I'm, what's the word again? Leisure. If I'm not at work, then I'm at my leisure, which means that I'm resting, which means that I'm idle, So I could see that. But that's not where this guy's going, because he's an idiot.
Right? I go to work, I exhaust all my energy, and then I come home and I become idle. I watch Netflix, I scroll on my phone, I do nothing. That's not what good leisure is. Leisure is an activity. It's a time of doing. It's a time of prayer. It's a time of study. It's a time of hobbies. It's a time of spending time with friends in good company.
The thing is, I kind of agree with him here. I kind of agree, but you're not going to analyze that deeper and be like, you know what? We could take this to learn something about our work culture and how that has propagated the idea that leisure is the time where you're not working and not doing anything else. You have work and you have rest. If you have your leisure time, that's rest time. When leisure time is not supposed to be rest time, it is supposed to be learning a new language or building up a new activity or finding a new hobby. When I'm at my leisure, I like to crochet things sometimes. And I should have the energy and the time to be able to invest in that. But a lot of people simply don't because of our work culture. This is such good material, and this guy's such an idiot that he can't he would never think of this. I don't know. Am I making sense? This is such a good talking point to discuss, but he's so stupid that he like frames it in this stupid religious context, and it's not good.
Leisure is not idleness. The human soul is never meant for idleness. It is meant for rest at certain periods of time.
Like, he's got a point.
And the most restful thing you can do is not scroll on social media, or which is actually quite exhausting. That's actually a kind of a work in itself, because you're constantly reading and scanning and doing a kind of busyness. True leisure is a time of receptivity to the good of the universe and of the world, to God himself, to contemplation and prayer. Those are the kinds of things that we should be doing during our leisure time.
Why does
the
God
last
have
thing
to
I want
be
to say
part of
too,
it?
which relates to the second principle, was that this contrast between fasting and feasting. When we are fasting, we're not fasting from sin and evil. We're fasting from things that are permitted, right? We're withdrawing and denying ourselves sometimes things that are objectively good.
That's stupid.
For the sake of our own virtue and cultivation, to strengthen our resolve, right? Because overindulgence in things that are good for us, for those of us who are fallen, can lead us astray, right? So we develop our own habits of virtue and good character.
Right, so instead of fasting from those things, just have some self-restraint, you know? Like, fasting is not self-restraint, okay? That is just depriving yourself of something good for no reason. True self-restraint is being able to say, you know what? I've had too much candy, I need to stop now, okay? Or I've been slacking off for 2 hours, I have a report due tomorrow, it is time to get back to work. That's restraint, okay? Being able to say no to that next League of Legends match, if you're one of those idiots who still plays that, because it'll take 40 minutes and you're just going to continue the cycle of addiction and never get anything done. That's restraint. But like, it's not restraint to just deprive yourself of things that you enjoy doing for no reason other than like, God told me to. Like, I think that's silly.
Character by denying ourselves of those things in anticipation of the greater reward that will be to come. That's the principle at play here. That's what the Christian life is all about. It's about denying ourselves now so that we will gain a greater reward to come.
I will say, one area in life that it does work for is masturbation. Okay? If you can, I guess, quote unquote, fast from masturbation for like a good solid week, you know, I guess everybody's different, but for me, it'd be like a good solid 4 to 7 days. That pays off in dividends. Okay. That is, an experience, you know? So I will say in that manner, in that area, I suppose I can understand the value of fasting, as it were. But that's about it, really. Besides that and weight loss and medical procedures, that's about it.
Hedonism, and vice, and the life that is attached to the world, the flesh, and the devil is one that says, get your reward now, because there's no promise of getting it tomorrow. There's no hope of getting it tomorrow. So get it now while it's available to you. And what we do is we become enslaved by this tendency to constantly seek out the good pleasure now, or the happiness that is fleeting, the treasures of this world. And of course, prayer is what inspires all of this. So as we transition from this time of fasting towards feasting, we need to ensure that prayer is with us every step of the way, that we don't abandon our practices of prayer, and that we constantly seek God's graces to help us understand how to live within the patterns of the great liturgical life of the church. So I hope that's helpful for you. I hope you are able to.
So he's saying what not to do at Christmas time, which I assume he means Christmas time. I've never heard of Christmas tide. I don't think that's a thing. What he's saying not to do is not feast too much. Like, I get, but like that's stupid. Like, you're just telling people things that they already know. It's like, he doesn't define what too much is. He's just like, well, don't feast against God's wishes. God doesn't want you to do that, so don't. But it's like, okay, at what point does he consider it feasting then? Like, when do I stop? When I have a very simple answer, you stop when it becomes unhealthy for you, okay? Ideally, I can't make you. You know, if you want to keep eating, sure. But you should stop because it's unhealthy for you. Like, that'd be a good stopping point. But even, like, I mean, drinking is unhealthy for you regardless. So, you know, I still drink. So, like, maybe not even stop when it's unhealthy for you. Just stop before it becomes a dangerous level of unhealthy. You know, like a reasonable level of unhealthy. That's my answer to it. I don't know. I just didn't get anything from this video. I think it was stupid. He's like done, right?
Enjoy this time of feasting as it's intended to be, as God intended it to be, because God does love celebration as well as times of fasting.
Yeah, he's like wrapping up. Yeah, I'm not watching the rest of it. You can't live your life avoiding risk after all. Yeah, exactly. Like that's what I was getting at with Puss in Boots 2, a fantastic movie that you should see if you haven't. Puss is so afraid of death that he avoids risk. He just avoids taking risks, and he goes and lives a very boring life in a retirement home, never to enjoy anything ever again because he's too afraid of death. You gotta take some risk. You know, indulge a little bit, be fun, be happy, enjoy your life. You only are gonna live it once, as far as you know. So you might as well make the most of it. That's another thing that's kind of kept me going too and got me back to streaming is like, you know what? There are some people who may think that I'm silly or cringe or like whatever else. Like, why do I care? I don't have any reason to give a shit about what they think. Who gives a shit? Okay, so I get something wrong now and then, or I come off as goofy or whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm only gonna live this life once, and I'm gonna make the most of every fucking second of it. You can tell I'm a little high, sorry. But I don't know, like this attitude of like, well, don't feast too much or you'll make Sky Daddy angry. Like, that's silly, that's stupid. Okay. I do have 2 more that I wanted to get through, but I'm probably only going to be able to get through 1, so I have to decide. I think I'd rather do this one.
Art to the say, suggestion.
I do have to stop soon. I'm going to take a break for about 2 seconds, and then we'll come right back and do the segment. I will be right back. Excuse me. Forgot to Zuda to stream. That is not true, sir. I'll have you know, sir. That is not, or ma'am, or other. Not true. It's not true at all. I actually did not hit the bong again. All right. So I just found this video out of nowhere and I wanted to go over it because it looked interesting. It's called The Facial Scar Test, parentheses, Social Experiment, Completely Explains Woke Culture. Now, I don't know what the facial scar test is, and I have no idea how could it even remotely relates to woke culture. I have no concept at all. I don't know if this will be good. I don't know if it'll be interesting, but I am going to, sorry, I'm reading chat. They mentioned Balatro, and I'm addicted to that game. Very nice, Queen Laura. Anyway, we're just going to watch this and see how it goes.
All right, to this, a suggestion via
Stop distracting me.
The name of the video is Explained, the Facial Scar Test. This is coming from the channel Triggernometry. All right, the Facial Scar Test, Social Experiment. I have two facial scars. One is basically being obscured by, like, my beard, kind of, right? I had a tooth go through my skin when I was younger. I thought I could fly.
What the fuck?
You can't fly, guys. You can't fly.
Hate that.
Then right here, right?
I see that one.
My mother came to pick me up basically from my babysitter, and I was running, tripped over a stick, hit my head on the like corner of like a brick stair.
Yeesh.
Yes. Wild.
Reminds me of when I was little. I was trying to climb. Okay, so what's so funny is this incident is what made the hospital think that my parents were abusing me, you know, physically, like hitting me. I climbed up on a bookshelf and I like came down and cut my chin on the wood that was like in the bookshelf. You know, I cut my chin on the bookshelf, and I had a really deep scar. And so like they apparently took me in alone. I don't remember this, but they took me alone and started asking me questions about what my parents did to me and shit. It was, you know, I remember cutting my chin, but I don't remember that conversation. Apparently my parents were very worried.
Wild time. Blood on the mouth. It was wild times, guys. It was a wild time. But either way, listen, guys, let's go and jump into this immediately.
Anyway,
let's see where this takes us, guys.
This experiment, literally a couple of days ago, where they did an experiment with a group of women, and they put scars on their faces, and they told these women that they're going into a job interview, and the purpose of the experiment is to find out whether people with facial disfigurements face discrimination. They showed them the scars in the mirror. The women saw themselves with these scars, and as they led them out of the room, they said, we're just going to touch it up a little bit. And as they touched it up, they removed the scarring completely.
So but you still kind of...
Hold up. So I watched a little bit of this earlier, and I remember this part. So we're going to touch it up a little bit. And they actually... Like, is it that easy to cover a scar? Is it really that easy? Like, I don't know. I don't do makeup, but I feel like that would at least take a minute. You know? I don't know.
Scarred their mental.
Minor point.
Right? So now they're going to walk around. Oh, this is genius. This is genius. I think this is going to end up most likely leading into the victimhood mentality, most likely. This could easily kind of teeter on that realm.
What?
Like, listen, you are this, but I fixed it. So now you're not this, but now you're going to think you're this. So like you're mentally a victim.
So the women went into the job.
What is he talking about? Hold on.
This is going to end up most likely leading into the the victimhood mentality, most likely. This could easily kind of teeter.
So he's saying this is going to be a commentary about like how people with facial scars actually do get hired, and they're playing the victim card when they say that that's like they're being discriminated against. I don't know. Like there are some. I'm sure there's like discrimination against them. Appearances are everything in this society.
On that realm, like, listen, you are this, but I fixed it.
I mean, hell, when I was a kid, I was a horrible kid. I was terrible. There was one time I was in gymnastics when I was a kid, and there was one facility that I remember. I remember this so vividly. I pointed at this guy who had I forget what it's called. It was like augmented pigmentation on one side of his face, so it was like blotchy and like a little reddish, you know, and completely like it was a birthmark, you know, like it wasn't a scar or anything. It was just a birthmark. Like this guy just had this, and I pointed at him and I told my sister, I'm like, look at that guy. Like, isn't he weird? Oh my God, look at his face. And he saw me pointing, and he comes over and he starts like scolding me. He's like, you know, I was born with this, right? I can't control this at all. And I immediately was like it's like I sprang a consciousness, you know what I mean? I'm like, oh my God, like I actually just embarrassed myself really badly right now. And that was when I learned to not comment on people's appearances, especially when they can't control it.
So now you're not this.
But my point in bringing that up was that guy, I mean, I discriminated against that guy. So it absolutely is a thing.
But now you're going to think you're this. So like you're mentally a victim.
So the women went into the job interview thinking that they are scarred, but actually being their normal selves.
Well played.
And the result of the experiment is that those women then came back reporting.
I guess technically I wasn't discriminating, but you know what I mean.
Massively increased level of discrimination. Indeed,
of course they did.
Many of them came back with comments that the interviewer had made that they felt actually being their normal selves.
Well played.
And the result of the experiment.
Think you're this. So like you're mentally a victim.
So the women went into the job interview thinking that they are scarred, but actually being their normal selves.
Well played.
And the result of the experiment is that those women then came back reporting massively increased level of discrimination. Indeed,
of course they did.
Many of them came back with comments that the interviewer had made that they felt were referencing.
Yeah, sure. I'm willing to accept that, you know, a lot of it is internalized. And so there are some things that you hear that sound like discrimination, but actually aren't, you know, but you know, where does that mentality come from? You know, usually it has to come from somewhere. Like the self-awareness of having a scar, the self-consciousness about it comes from societal expectations of beauty. Okay. It is rooted in our society that appearances are everything. You know, you watch a Disney movie and all the princesses are stick figures with pretty faces who, you know, are basically just fantasy dream girls, you know? And so that means, and you know, you look at magazine covers and there's the supermodels are all like skin and bones, you know? And so little girls grow up internalizing that, and they may hear, like, you know, they like telling themselves, I have to be beautiful. I have to be beautiful. You know, like that's a form, I wouldn't say discrimination necessarily, but it's a form of social conditioning for certain expectations. And that's how you might get somebody who hears discriminating words when in reality there was none, you know? It's sad, you know, there's a deeper analysis here that this guy is just going to completely ignore and say, well, they're just whining. They're just whining. Look at these whiners. They have nothing to whine about. It's like, dude, that self-consciousness about their scars came from fucking somewhere. Let's analyze that.
Their facial disfigurements.
Okay.
And this is why I think this ideology of victimhood is so dangerous, because if you preach to people constantly that we're all oppressed, that we're all being discriminated against at different levels.
This is brain dead. This is surface level baby brain bullshit. There's no actual, like, you don't care about where people get this idea that they're being discriminated against. You just think they're making it up. They're bullshitting it. It's not bullshitting it. It's there's a psychological analysis to be had here. This is stupid.
That's all you're going to see.
Because I'm an immigrant, I'm automatically disadvantaged. That because I have dark skin, I'm automatically disadvantaged. Then that
where would they have gotten that idea?
And it's like when you buy a new car, you see
they just pulled it out of the ether, right? Oh, because I'm somebody one day just made up the fact that like immigrants are discriminated against. Somebody just made it up. They just bullshitted it. And then like people started thinking it for no reason. Nothing to look into here, guys. There's not like an entire societal ingrained problem of discriminating against immigrants, especially from Mexico and South America. There's not like an entire context of like disgusting policies that have actually killed and maimed people who are a different skin color than us when they're from other countries to be there's nothing like that to analyze here. They're just making it up. They're just you're so stupid. This is bullshit.
That car everywhere else as you drive around. It's that kind of effect, which is why this ideology of teaching people that they're victims is so incredibly damaging and so incredibly dangerous. We have to teach young people.
Who's teaching people that they're victims and why are they doing that? What purpose would they have for that? I don't understand. This isn't about teaching people that they're victims. This is about the reality of the situation. People sometimes feel like they're victims because in the past they have been. Maybe one of those women, when they were like, let's imagine she was like 8 years old and had this horrific face scar. Imagine the mental torment that person would go through as a result of the children around them constantly berating them for that scar. Like that's a real thing that happens. And then when they grow up, sometimes they hear things that sound like insults that aren't. And they internalize it. Shit happens. They're not playing the victim. This is brain dead, like I said.
People in particular, that they're strong, that they're capable, that they're able to overcome adversity, not that they're victims. We now have a society where we promote certain people ahead of others. We have what supposedly is called positive discrimination. I don't think any discrimination can be positive in that way. So actually this...
Wait, positive in the psychological sense. When you talk about positive punishment, well, there's no such thing as positive punishment. I don't know what positive discrimination would entail exactly, but positive punishment entails that you are adding something to the equation that is a punishment, rather than taking something away and considering that a punishment. So positive punishment would be something like spanking. Negative punishment would be like grounding you from video games because you're taking video games away. Does that make sense? So in this, I imagine the context here is also what's happening. Let's just look it up. Here we go. What is positive discrimination? It essentially refers to the automatic favoring without proper consideration of merit of underrepresented individuals from minority groups over individuals in majority groups. Oh, okay. So positive discrimination would refer to like reverse discrimination. It's like that. It refers to the preferential treatment of a group of people over another because they possess a protected characteristic. So they are so that is like a literal interpretation of that is like it's positive because we're actually doing a good thing by discriminating. Like it's not a good thing to discriminate against a majority population anyway. Okay, I was wrong on that one. I thought that they were referring to like adding something to the equation. This is actually kind of stupid. It's the same thing as reverse discrimination, right? I think it's just referring to reverse discrimination. Anyway, let's just get back to the video.
You're right.
The solution is there, but the reality is that, as Douglas Murray says, some people enjoy the overcorrection Some people,
a lot of people enjoy the overcorrection. A lot of people do, but it's just like, bro, like, listen, you realize you're doing exactly
what overcorrection?
The same thing you're trying to fight against, bro. Like the same exact thing you're complaining about. You're doing it to a new group of people.
So wait, we're using this study about facial scars and people internalizing trauma from that to say that like woke culture is bad. That's what this is so stupid and like. You're really reaching. You're reaching so bad. I'd like to see what the results were of that study and like what the conclusion was. Because my conclusion would be, yeah, there are instances where these people state that they're facing discrimination and they're not. You know? Maybe if you actually sat them down and asked like, what comment did you find discriminating? You know? Like like I said, this is a brain dead analysis of this study and a brain dead extension of it.
All right, how do you fix the issue?
Enjoy the overcorrection and the power that comes with it and the ability to shut down anyone and to go, well, speaking as an immigrant, you're not allowed to say that. Yeah. Right? Speaking as a whatever, you're not allowed to say that. That's power. In a society that tries to debate ideas, that is tremendous.
I'd like to know specifically what. Say what? You're not allowed to say what? I'd love to know. Maybe, do you mean the N-word? Like, do black people have power over white people because white people aren't allowed to say the N-word without social consequences? Is that it? Which, by the way, like, when black people use the N-word in, like, a derogatory... Like, there are ways that, like, even black people can use the N-word, like, with a hard R and, like, get in trouble. You know, like, there are ramifications sometimes for black people using the N-word. So, like, I don't know. It's like, my point is, like, specifically, what do you mean? Like, saying what? What am I not allowed to say?
And this power. And people don't want to give that up. They don't want to give that up. And I think that's a big part of why this is happening. And the other thing is, of course, this whole ideology of victimhood. It's weaponized empathy. It's weaponized our empathy. I'm using your empathy against you.
Right.
Because...
Yeah, but guys, see, the crazy thing about this is that I, in fact, have autism, right? So
what end?
With that being said, I barely have empathy for anyone. I'm just going to be honest here. It just is what it is. I'm not wired to understand your problems. Those are your problems type of thing.
Okay. There's a difference between, I think, when you're speaking about empathy, there's a difference between having empathy for your fellow person and being able to empathize with specific situations. When I am talking about empathy for people as a general concept, what I'm trying to communicate is that I care about the needs and desires of other people. And autistic people don't have a problem in that regard. The problem that autistic people have is empathizing, quote unquote, with specific situations, with putting themselves in other people's shoes sometimes, like in a situation. All they can think about is, how would I react in that situation? How would I feel? You know, like it's difficult for autistic people sometimes to completely take on the brain of another person. That's what we mean by autistic people have problems empathizing. Autistic people don't have problems caring about the needs and desires of other people. That's not what lack of empathy means. If you're saying you have a lack of empathy, like that, what you're communicating to me is that you don't give a shit about other people. And that's not autism. That's you being a piece of shit, dumbass.
I can sit down and have a conversation with you and make you feel better, but trust me, be fully aware I don't understand your problems. Like, I don't know why you're crying. It doesn't make any sense to me.
If I say, well...
Okay, but... Even though, as a non-autistic person, aka an allistic person, when I see somebody crying, I may say to myself, like, if they explain it to me, I might say to myself, well, you know what? I don't understand that. I don't, like, let's say that somebody comes up to me crying. I'm like, what's wrong? I say, well, I say what's wrong. And then they tell me, I'm crying because my, what's a good one? I'm crying because I just can't get this song right on the guitar that I'm playing. You know, I can't do it. You know, they're just the notes are too hard. Like I just can't do it. And I don't give a shit about playing the guitar. If I couldn't get a song right, I'd just be like, fuck it and give up. That would be my reaction, right? But I can understand, and an autistic person could also understand, that this person's reaction is different. I personally am able to take with my brain magical powers, imagine myself as a person who is that passionate about getting the song right. I can do that. Autistic people sometimes can't. They can't put their brain in that position, okay? You have to explain it to them, like imagine it in a different way, where it's like something you are passionate about, and you fall short of it, right? And then when they imagine it that way, then they're like, oh, that's what that person's feeling, okay? They have to take an extra step to get there. But they still care about the person's feelings. They still care that the person is crying and wants to console them. They're not being a piece of shit about it. Like, people just don't understand autism at all. Even this guy. Like, this guy doesn't understand his own autism.
Look, as a blah, 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 I've been oppressed for 50 years. You empathize with that.
Being a piece of
as
shit
a human
is not
being,
part
you
of
naturally
autism.
empathize. So anything I then tack onto that, I've been discriminated against, therefore we must now overturn capitalism. It's harder to argue against simply the slogan, we must overturn capitalism. So it's weaponized empathy, and that's why it's naturally empathize. So anything I then tack onto that, I've been discriminated against, therefore we must now overturn capitalism. It's harder to argue against.
What? When did capitalism come into this? Are we defending capitalism now? Oh, okay. Like, wait, what? Like, what? Capitalism has nothing to do with this discussion. This was supposed to be about the facial scar test. Now we must overturn. This makes it so obvious that they don't give a shit what they're talking about, and they're just like all on the same grifting team, right? Where it's like it's a package deal. Like it's wokeism. They hate capitalism. They don't really care about parsing out the specifics, and like it's just like toss it. Just toss the words out there, right? Overturn capitalism. Yeah, the wokies say that. Blue hair, they have that, right? Like this conversation had nothing to do with that.
Against simply the slogan, we must overturn capitalism. So it's weaponized empathy, and that's why it's become so powerful and so corrosive, because it's very difficult to argue against. Excuse me, when people project this former oppression, their victimhood, and there is discrimination in society. Some people are racist, some people are bigoted, and
No. You fundamentally misunderstand what systemic racism is. When you say there is racism in society, some people are racist, some people are bigoted, you're completely just tossing aside the idea and reality of systemic racism, okay? Which I'm sure that this guy who's reacting to this video has faced at some point, okay? There is a lot of systemic racism against black people. Just look at arrest statistics and the amount of times they get shot by police. I think that, if I remember correctly, black men are 9 times as likely to get shot by police as their white counterparts. Isn't that insane? The only way you can explain that is a form of systemic racism. And it doesn't even necessarily mean that individual cops are racist, although many of them are. It means that there is a system that has proliferated from racist ideas that pervades our society. Like, you can be racist in ways that you don't even understand you're being racist. That's the idea of systemic racism, okay? You may not even realize as a cop, I am stopping this person because they are black. It is specifically because they're black. You could literally stop a black person because they looked suspicious, and it had nothing to, and in your mind, it had nothing to do with the fact that they're black. But for some reason, you just happen to be stopping more black people than white people because black people just, for some reason, look more suspicious. This is how systemic racism proliferates, so that it's mindless, okay? Like the late Michael Brooks said, be ruthless to systems, be kind to people. Okay, it's the system of racism that is the problem, the main problem. Individual racists, fuck them. Okay, I don't like them. I'm not making excuses for them. But the primary problem to tackle here is systemic racism.
There are groups which
they
have
fundamentally
been
misunderstand.
historically, and we are now at a point where largely we've addressed many of those issues.
Definitely.
But the industries that they have created around those, career feminism, career whatever else
feminism.
it is, those people are never going to give it up. If you've got a successful career.
Are you talking about like having a feminist YouTube channel, like things like that? Because like, it's not about being a great feminist. You can be the best feminist in the world and fail at having a feminist YouTube channel. The point is that they're very good at the specific way that they're getting their feminist message out, whether that's YouTube or journalism or what have you. Like they're good at their medium. That's what makes them successful. And maybe a bit of luck, which I had.
Career as a TV feminist. You're not going to give it up.
No, you love that. That's comfortable. You don't even really want equality. You just want to be better. While still getting the benefits of being a woman. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing in the world. Actually.
The benefits of being like what? What benefits of being a woman? Let's break that down. Let's discuss that. What like having the lowest bar possible for your fucking dating pool if you're straight, right? Or having to not walk alone at night because of fear that you might get sexually assaulted by a man. Like what benefits are you referring to here? I'd love to know. Like people holding what, some fucker holds the door open for a woman and you call that a benefit? Okay, dude.
Specifically that. But yeah, I never asked for empathy at all. And I also do not acknowledge the fact that there are some black people who I
never asked for empathy. What the fuck are you talking? Everybody wants empathy. Everybody wants empathy from their fellow man. And if you say you don't, you're either lying or you're a psychopath.
For empathy at all.
The fuck are you talking about?
And I also do not acknowledge the fact that there are some black people who I do encounter throughout the day who blame their failures on they blame everything on everyone else. And it's just like, bro, like you realize I can sit here and talk to you and I am like, bro, I look just like you, right? Like a lot of it comes down to the culture
He's such a grifter, dude. Okay, so what's so funny, right? Let's take a guy like Shark 300. A beloved friend of mine came to my wedding. He was so funny and great, and I love that guy to death. I could go on and on about him. But anyway, Shark 300. He's a leftist. If you don't know him, he's a leftist content creator. You should go check him out. I guess I'm big enough now that people who are in my audience wouldn't know who he is, which is crazy. But anyway, Shark 300. He like never, ever, ever brings up the fact that he's black. Like every once in a while he'll say the N-word with the soft A, whatever. Or like he will like if it's relevant to the discussion, he'll bring it up. But like I feel like every single black content creator who is conservative has to fit in somewhere in their videos that like, by the way, I'm black and also I don't experience racism. Isn't that crazy? Whoa, I'm a black guy and I've never had anybody be racist to me. By the way, have I mentioned that wokies are ruining society and the West is falling? Whoa, by the way, I'm black. Whoa, like that, like, it's such like a stark difference between a leftist content creator who's black and a conservative content creator who's black. You know what I mean? I'm just pointing that out.
You're kind of specifically latching on to. You idolize the nonsense, right? Like you idolize it. Why do you have gigantic chains on your neck, bro? Why? What's this for? Put that away in some type of mutual fund. Something. Do something with your finances.
A mutual fund. Bro, just put your money into a mutual fund. Bro, have you just considered learning to code, bro? Bro, just get your life together, bro. The grind of everyday capitalism isn't affecting you at all, bro. That's all in your head, bro. The systemic racism of police shooting you at 9 times the rate they'd shoot your white counterpart isn't affecting you at all, bro. Bro, have you just considered, bro? Just invest in crypto. Yeah. Just buy some meme coin.
Right? So you can, you create some generational wealth. Something. Go to school. Get some education.
Just create wealth, bro. Have you thought about just pulling some dollary dues out of your asshole? Have you thought about that? What are you talking about?
What you are, in fact, idolizing is garbage. It is. It is complete garbage. It has no benefit to society.
I like that.
Right? It doesn't. It has nothing to do with it. So please, if we can just kind of get away from the concept of the hood culture and nonsense, and I think we'll be good out here, guys. Right? But other than that, you're gonna keep being a victim, and you're gonna have kids and victimize your kids, bro. Reality.
I wonder if I asked this guy to his face, like, hey, if he's watching this, maybe he's watching this. If you are, like, do you believe in the concept of systemic racism? Like, is that a thing that you think exists? And if not, I'd love to know why. Like, I know that you're going to bring up, well, I personally, speaking as a black person, would say that systemic racism is bullshit. Like, I'm not interested in your personal anecdotes. I'm interested in your opinions on, like, the statistics of, like, police shooting black men at 9 times the rate of white men, or, like, the arrest rates being way higher for black men. And if you consider that like a cultural thing, you're just blaming black people for their own plight. You are. And I don't care that you personally are black. You're still wrong. I would say the same thing to a white guy. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, you're just wrong. And either you haven't, there's a possibility you're telling the truth that you haven't actually experienced systemic racism. I'd be very surprised. But the more likely possibility is that you are simply lying. I'm just saying that if you're going to buy Occam's razor, I think that you're just a liar.
Yeah. You're not going to go, oh, look, the gender pay gap is pretty much closed, and in fact, women under 40 are out earning men. You're not going to want to hear that. You're not going to want to spread that. You're going to find
if your status and your power.
And by the way, I wouldn't even bring up the fact that they're black if they personally didn't bring it up first. I'm just throwing that out there.
Derive from being a victim.
Yeah.
You have a great incentive to remain a victim.
You don't have to remain a victim.
They always
want your victimhood resolved.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. Well, as a black conservative,
no one wants to.
No. All right, guys. I've never seen this guy before, or his channel, or any of these things, guys here. But
also, I've noticed that conservatives tend to react to, besides like the TikTok compilations, I guess. This is one of a few conservatives now that I've seen just reacting to like other conservative content, which I personally think is lazy, because all you're doing, like, I don't cover other leftist content usually, because all I would do is sit there and just be like, I agree. And that's all he did through the whole video. I could have watched the original and not like he didn't add anything to this.
Now I kind of want to go see what the facial scar test is about. Because I think that pretty much puts it all on blast. Seriously. It's a mentality.
But why would they think that they're being discriminated against?
It's always been that. There's nothing else more than that, bro.
These people cannot analyze anything to save their lives. I'm high and I can do this shit.
But all right, listen, guys. You guys all have an absolutely amazing
day. Go a
enjoy
step
your
deeper.
day thoroughly.
Use your brain. Use your God-given, supposedly, brain. And think about this shit. It's ridiculous. Come on. I believe in you. I believe in the power of your frontal cortex. Just give it like one extra step of thought and consider why somebody with a scar on their face might feel like they're being discriminated against, even when they're not. Like like this is actually a trope in media. It's like you guys know Buggy the Clown from One Piece? People will be like Buggy will ask a question, somebody will say, I don't know. And he'll be like, what did you just say about my nose? And he would call that discrimination. He thought that he was being discriminated against because of his big, shiny red nose, because he's a clown. But his nose is real. So, he personally thinks that that's discrimination, probably because he's self-conscious about his nose because other people, or a person at least, has made fun of it. Okay? That's where it comes from. So, yeah, that would be why I think that people with facial scars think they're being discriminated against, even when they're not. They internalize the shame of having a scar because they've been discriminated against in the past for it. This is not that complicated. You know, and blaming this on like woke garbage is just brain dead. It's baby shit. You are a baby person. You're a man baby. You cannot use your frontal cortex. Please, I beg you, please. Just put in a little effort into your thought process, and maybe you'll be a better person. One sec, sorry. I'm messaging somebody. Okay. Give me just a second. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Gold stake win. Nice. Very nice. Okay, I think what I'm going to do... I wanted to do this iDub segment, but I'm really not feeling it right now. I think I'd rather play Balatro. I think it's pronounced Balatro, but I keep wanting to pronounce it Balatro because that's how I originally pronounced it. But, like, Balatro has grown on me. It just rolls off the tongue better. Balatro, you know what I mean? I think... Okay, here's what I'm going to do. Give me a second to message Tina, because I got to do a recording with her tonight. Okay. I just told her I'm going to play Balatro for a bit. Tell me when she's ready to record. It is really fun. It's starting to get a little old for me. Just a little teeny tiny bit. But it's still good. Yeah, Buggy is the GOAT. For real. For real, for real. I think I'll have to turn this up a little bit. There we go. Yeah, good job, Laura. I just got my first gold stake recently, too, on red deck. I'm about to get it on blue deck, so I think that's what we're going to do. I was watching a lot of Northern Lion play this game. It's fun. I'll stick around whatever you decide to do. Thank you. Blue deck is so good. I think that I haven't played a lot of the decks, honestly. I've just been focused on like completing everything. So I just played a lot of red deck. I'm not sure. Let me look. Look at a new run. Red deck is okay. Blue deck is pretty good. Starting with an extra $10 is not that OP. It's okay. I would say yellow deck is probably one of the weakest. Because you can get $10 pretty easily. At end of each round. Green deck. Green deck's pretty good. I can understand this. This is a good trade-off. Black deck, I thought this would be really good, but actually it's quite bad. Magic deck. I think I used this once. I think it's pretty fun. Nebula deck is okay. It's boring, but it's useful. Besides for having -1 consumable splot, that kind of sucks. Spectral cards. Oh, Ghost deck is actually really good. I think Ghost deck might be my favorite. Abandoned deck is I consider this one of like the kind of the cheat decks, you know what I mean? Sorry. You know, it's really easy to build around this deck. It's really easy. Same with this deck. Checkered deck, easy flush build. Easy flush build. I don't remember using this one. It's kind of a boring one. 2 hand size, -1 Joker slot. This one's actually not bad. I played this one to get one of the achievements. You can do a lot with 4 Jokers. You can do a lot with 4 Jokers. So it's not terrible. You just have to play it right. This one, Anaglyph, is really good. If you're not if you don't mind skipping a lot. I don't like the plasma deck. It just changes the whole game for me. The plasma deck kind of sucks ass. Erratic deck is fun too. I think the plasma deck is the worst. And Ghost deck is my favorite. But anyway, we're on blue deck. We're doing gold stake. We look for flushes. Not a great flush, but I'll fish for a better one. Can I have flush, please? Full house is good. Not quite enough, that's okay. Flushes are bad though. They're the most, they're just the easiest. I play flushes to start. Abandon is only good if you get bus stop. There are a lot of like, no, I guess, yeah, that's true. But like, there's also a lot of debuffs for face cards. You know, like the bosses and shit. Ugh, I guess I'll take the basic Joker. To have it forever. Ooh, nice flush. You should for real help me with what I should tell this girl. Okay. I will for real try if you explain to me what is happening. Lucky cards, give me... Northern Lion really opened my eyes to the possibilities that tarot cards provide. Tarot cards are my bread and butter now. They are my backbone. I guess I'll do this one, just... yeah. It's fine. It's a shitty card, so you might as well try to enhance it a little bit. We'll just go next. Is this game like Solitaire? It's more like poker, but it's a roguelike. Yeah, tarot cards are... they can make or break your game. Can I have a flush, please? Fuck you. Will a pair get me there? 2 pair? Yeah, let's try 2 pair. Will that get me there? 20, 30, 40, 50 times 6 is 300. It won't get me there. It won't get me there. This is ass. Fucking throw that at it. Throw some dookie. As a Northern Lion would say. Tina, Tina, just give me one. Just one. Tina, just one. Just one, I swear. I need this. Just let me have it. Ooh. Great card. Also, I guess I'll take ballot. I do love the ballot card. I've got one of my best scores with it, but it's just not good right now. It will be just one. Just one, I swear. I swear. Just one, unless I can't make it past two ante, and then I might do another one. But just one. I won't be that long. No, I don't need it. GG's? What do you mean GG's? What? This is ass! Why am I giving ass hands? I literally have 2 of each suit. Okay, give me diamonds. Just keep that. Get rid of that shit. There we go. God, I almost have. Actually, would it? Oh, so close to a straight flush. Okay, that wasn't bad for right now. Okay, we can make this run go. Okay, we have some potential here. Even though we have an ass Joker, there's potential here to be had. I think I just got to go next. I need... This wouldn't hurt. Yeah, just get better luck, dumbass. This wouldn't hurt. Except it would a little bit, because it's rental. I believe in myself. Flush, please. We got this easy. Oh, you got 2 pair. Yeah. Send it. There we go. Just barely. Ooh, that's better. See? Ooh, oh, should I take that? Ooh, it is 10 malt, and it adds more malt to the malt. Yes, give me that. Let's see what you got. I like hologram. But shit, I mean, if it's gonna keep sniping, you know what? Rocket will pay for it. Hologram's a good card to have, and we can get started on it right now. Thank you. Decent card. Extra large blind. I think I can do this. Give it the flush. Not a great flush, but we'll see how it goes. Okay, okay. Easy. Easy money. Easy money. I'll go for another flush. Flush, please. Thank you. Okay. We're doing good. We're doing good. We gotta get the standard packs. I'll take you. Ooh, I'll take you. Okay, doing good so far. Do we want a polychrome ace? I guess I'd like to get rid of Ballot Hanging Chad, just because it's not doing a whole lot for me right now. Yeah, fuck it, why not? We ball. We ball. Give me that polychrome. Flush, please. Ooh. Oh, I want that. Whatever. Diamonds. Useless. That's a good flush. Nice! Okay, okay, okay. We're rocking this. Gotta bounce the GF is live? Yeah, go hang with your GF. It's an econ card, I guess. Oh, wait, no. You know what? It's doing more for us than the Hanging Chadwood. It's doing more for us than the Hanging Chadwood. It's giving us 1.5 malt. And it is like a little extra boost to our econ. Use. Give me good Arcana, please. God, this thing is just gonna suck. Like, it got... Okay, I can't be too mad at it because it got us through the first few antes, but God, is it gonna suck later. Like, I would have rather just restarted than taken that Joker. But we're in it now, so whatever. Destroys up to 2. Do I want to destroy any cards? I don't have any direction for my deck yet. But like, I guess it's the best option here. Yeah, I'll take that. We're gonna have money pouring in from Rocket. Ooh! Free money. Okay, we got a little money. I guess I'll do this. Okay. Must play 5 cards. Flush, please. Ooh. Ooh, but I need you for the flush. Ooh. Ah, fortune favors the bold. I did upgrade 2 pair. That's not bad. And then if we make one of the aces glass, as long as I play an extra card, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that was good enough. Not great, it's good enough. God damn it, I have 4 of each. I'll just play 4 of... Just play you. Oh shit, I need 5 cards. Okay, pair it is. Cool, alright, that was enough. Yes. Very good voucher. One of the best, honestly. I'd say that's an S tier voucher. Doubles money, which would give me 14 bucks, and then I could also get a steel card or mult cards. That's a given. And then thank you. I think mult cards will help more in the short term. Steel cards are more a long-term game. Ooh, Bloodstone's pretty good. And Bloodstone would give us a little bit of direction for our deck, too. Hate to do it. So now we know we want hearts. Which we have none of now. Play a 2 pair. Okay, that wasn't ass. Yeah, like this. Ugh, it's too close. It's too close for my liking. We have a clear flush here, but I want... Diamonds, fuck you. Yeah, I'd rather just get rid of the diamonds if I can. Okay, no break. I gotta get a decent pair here. Didn't even get a heart. Ah, I didn't mean to discard. Actually, that's better. No, this is fine. Much better. Okay, okay. So we've got a little bit of a vision going on here, okay? We're adding cards, so we get the standard pack, of course. I'd like to add heart cards, but since we don't have that, I'll take the planet. We're going for heart flushes. Heart flushes. And we're adding cards when we can. We got a good direction going here. We got a good vision. I'll leave that. Upgrade straight. Upgrade gay. Heart flush. Yeah. Oh. Hello. Wild card. It's decent. Why not? Much better. I have no flushes here. Certainly not a heart flush. I almost have a straight. We'll do some of that. Now I have a straight. So close to a straight flush. I'll do... Which jacked? We'll do the flat malt. There we go. Okay. Hearts, please. I guess not. Oh, that's close enough. Whatever. No negatives. We go next. Okay. Looking to play hearts. Should not... I'll just do this. That's not gonna do it. That's not gonna do it. That's not gonna do it. I need hearts, man. Please, hearts, please. That'll help. Sure. You never know. Come on. I really need something better than this, but I gotta play it. Come on, just a little more juice! Just a little more juice, please. Come on. Hard flush! Yo! Clutch hand. Clutch fucking hand. We got this. Come on. Let's go, dude. Oh, I did it. I feel so good. That was a close one. We're only on ante 5. Hearts. Thank you. What happened? I didn't lose is what happened. Guess I'll take the stone card. It's only $7. I've got to get rid of some of these cards, man. They're killing me. I gotta thin the deck. We got a 2-pair, but it's not gonna do much. We'll try it. Okay, good. I'm glad it broke. Heart flush, please. Nope, that's not a heart flush. I'll play the full house. I did upgrade the full house, which is nice at least. Okay, we're not dead yet. We're very close to a straight there. Let's do this, because I need a heart flush, please. Heart flush! Come on, baby. Yes! And I gotta plan it. Okay, the vision is coming together. I just gotta thin my deck. Come on! I need tarots. I gotta thin my deck. I'll take you. I know I keep adding to the fucking deck, but like I have to. Do I take the glass or the planet? We need score. Go with the glass. Oh wait, we can take both. Excellent. Come on, flushes. We need Jupiter. Hello, Gray the Deer. I'm gonna be done very soon. I have to hop off after this game. I just wanted to play one real quick. Ooh. Ooh, I want that. I want that. I need that. I don't know if we can continue without some fucking Arcana packs. Destroys 2 cards. Thank God. Please. Okay, malt cards, doubles money. I think we gotta go with the malt cards. We need the score. We need the score. Oh shit, I should have done some lucky cards. Fuck you. Get out of here, get out of here. Come on. Heart flush, please. Oh! Why do you do this? Come on. 20 mult. I don't know. I don't know if we can do this. I'll play the 2-pair, I guess. I don't think it's gonna come together, guys. The only chance I have is a fucking heart flush. It's the only chance. That wasn't terrible because we got the flush at least. Which is upgraded. God damn, I need the heart flush. I need it. We got the heart flush. Send it, baby. Come on. Save my ass. Yo! We did it. We're making it, boys. We're making it. We're making it. Plus 1 hand. That would be useful. Arcana pack, please. Doubles money, gold card. I say this is the most useful right now. Even though it did nothing for us. Still worth. You gotta try. We need score. We need score so bad, it's not even funny. We got a little bit from the flush. Honestly, I think I need a reroll. Flush, please. Yes! Worth. So worth. So worth. Sell that. Next round. Okay. It's gotta be hard flush or nothing. Hard flush or nothing. Otherwise, we lose. We have 4 hearts, I believe. Thank you. Plus 20 malt. Okay, good hand. 79, 10 jack will work, with the 10 at the end. Hope it doesn't break, please. Fuck you. Whatever. Okay, Arcana pack me. Destroys 2 cards. Fuck off, fuck off. Son of a bitch. Straight flush me. Okay. Not worth. I need shops, I need money, I need dollar bills. And I need heart flushes. More than anything. Heart flush, please. Ooh. Come on, please give me the sun. Please give me the sun. That'd be really useful right now. Move cards to malt cards. Malt me, malt me. Oh, that's sick. Almost had it. This should do it. I'd imagine. Yeah, that's good. Okay. I can't believe we're still in this. I thought I was doomed. Okay. This'll help. Art, please. Hi.
Hi.
Just didn't know you were there.
Wondering how long it would take you to notice I was here.
I heard you breathing.
Ah. Oh god, it's so cold.
A little bit.
Snow so pretty.
Yep. The sun!
The sun! Is the sun?
It's a great tarot card in this game. Well, it is if you only, it turns 3 cards into hearts. So it's only if you need to turn cards into hearts that it's a great card. Wait, oh, I haven't used this one yet. Ooh, I can get 2 of them. Boom. Boom. Yes, baby. Now we're cooking. Wait, I can get 2. Oh, but I haven't actually... No, I don't know if this will win. If this doesn't win, then we can get 2. Okay, it didn't win. Oh, I was supposed to win in one hand. Oh, fuck me. Oh, no. I didn't see the boss. I didn't look. Oh, no. Cut down in my fucking prime, man. Oh, God. I didn't think that we were done. I didn't think that... Oh. That feels bad. Oh well, I gotta get off anyway. I've kept Tina waiting long enough. I feel bad. That was fun though. That was really fun. I need to play more Balatro on stream. I need to play more games on stream in general, even though people don't tend to watch it as much. Who's live? Gotta dump you guys on somebody who's live. Dylan Burns is live. That'll work. Okay, I'm dumping you guys on to Dylan Burns. Thank you guys so much for being here. I had a fun stream. I hope you guys had a fun time too. I will likely be back on Tuesday. I'm trying to get back into my regular streaming schedule. I did miss it a lot. Trust me, a lot. I just have had some issues I've been going through. So forgive me. But I will do my best to make my comeback and make things all better again, so that you guys can have more juicy content. Thank you again for being here. Love you all. Have a great night, and I will see you next week. Take care, everybody.